We have Victoria. Okay, we have two people. Just want to be sure people are able to download that file. And let me bring participants up so I can easily see you. So please, if you just if you have questions, raise your hands. I'll be able to see you and allow you talk. Normally I like unmuting everybody by default, but once we get to the class proper, we'll be using another um kind of license. So that one by default, I'll allow everybody to talk. I like it when people can just call my attention to, and if they get lost, so you can quickly call my attention to it and we can find you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we have four people. All right, let's go. So data analysis. I'm sure you've heard that word thrown around like countless times. So we're going to try to demystify what data analysis is. We'll talk about types of data, data analysis process itself, and although it's not here on the slide, but I'm going to try to talk about other fields you can cross to. I started as a data analyst myself. I'm pivoting into data engineering. Currently, I work as a solutions analyst. So I'll show you all the fields you can transition to. So data analysis is usually the starting point, or you can move into different fields. Yeah, I want to assume you guys can see my screen. I'm sharing now. Any confirmation, please? You can see my screen, Introduction to Data Analysis. Awesome. Okay, so this is me. My name is Bimi. Um, Currently, I work as an IT solutions analyst with Pawanisa Insurance. Um, I'm into data and analytics engineering, and I've been doing that for a while now. And in terms of training, I've trained, I don't have the exact number, but it's between 1,000 and 1,500. I've trained over 1,000 participants in Power BI, SQL, Excel, even in Tableau and Python as well. But for this score, will only be covering Excel, SQL, and Power BI, which is basically what you need to land a data analysis job. That was what I had when I started, and it was very, very sufficient for me. And before joining Wahanisa, my current company, I worked with Law Depot, uh, and also back in Nigeria, I work with First Bank of Nigeria. And before data analysis and everything, banking and everything, I used to be a teacher. I used to teach maths and uh, chemistry, physics, further maths, all those science except biology. So I used to be a teacher then. Then my background was in chemistry. First degree was in chemistry, second degree, master's degree was in environmental chemistry. And if you see a lot of people taking data analysis, right? You will never see anybody that studied data analysis. As a matter of fact, I till now, there's no bachelor's degree, right, in data analysis. There's no bachelor's degree in data analysis. I'm pasting the link again for people that just joined. You can download the file that we'll be using for today's class. There is no bachelor's degree for data analysis. There are now MSc programs, MSc in data analytics, AI and machine learning and everything. But you see, everybody started with different courses. I have people that studied languages, I have people that studied French, I have people that studied, and we are all working as data analysts. So that means your background is really not an excuse. I mean, if you have a little bit of, if you have knowledge in statistics, maybe you studied economics and everything, it's going to give you an advantage, but it's not the basis for data analysis. You don't need to be from a technical background to be able to do data analysis. So this is about me, and we'll get right into it. For current, I'm on LinkedIn as the same name. If you put the name in chat, you'll see me on LinkedIn. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn, and I'll gladly engage with your posts. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to get right straight into it. I was going to say we all introduce ourselves, but I do not want to take a lot of time. I want us to do practical stuff. I need to cover the theoretical parts, tell you what data is. You need to know what you're doing, the fields that are open. Some of you, data analysis is just a starting point for you. You want to cross to other fields, which is fine. So I need to cover those things. Then I want us to do practical stuff today. And as I explained for those of you that attended the webinars, if you have two screens, please repeat after me. You can do what I'm doing. But if you know you have just one screen, I would really beg you to listen, look at what I'm doing, then you can practice it on your own. I'll give some minutes as well in between class for you to quickly do what I'm doing so you don't get lost. But if you have just one screen, I want you to listen instead. So what is data? If anybody wants to talk, please just raise your hand. Does anyone want to quickly help us? What do you mean? What do you think is data? When they say data, what do you think data is? Let me just gauge an understanding, maybe from one or two people. What do you think data is when you hear data? What do you think it is? Anybody who wants to talk, I'll gladly unmute you. Anyone wants to help us? What do you think? What is data? Sugi, I think I've unmuted you. You can talk.
Structured information.
No. You've gone like you've taken us a level higher, right? I mean, structured information is data, but like at the base, at that fundamental level, what's data? You've taken it higher. Like you're already talking about types of data, like but I know you are a guru, but allow us that are coming up, take it up small, small. Let me allow Etuk, then
Yeah.
RTA Gen 1. Please, if you still have your phone, RTA Gen 1, or you can just use your name so it's easier for me. So Etuk, please go ahead.
Okay, so I'd like to say that data is everything.
That's a politician statement, but I'll take it. I'll take it, but yeah, let me hear one more opinion then.
He's actually
will...
he's actually a politician.
Oh, no wonder. That's a politician. I could smell it like, this is a politician statement. You want to be right in all angles and you don't want me to come as you. Don't worry. RTA Gen 1, I don't know your name. Please, you might want to rename yourself after this, but please go ahead.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, clearly.
Yeah, I think data is the information that we produce every day. Like, for instance, the Northmart, the Walmart, for instance, when you buy all those information that is being entered every day, those comprises data. Yeah, to my understanding.
Awesome. So you've given us part of it. And I think I'll just quickly go into it. So like Etuk said, he's actually right. Data is everything, right? But data is any information, like collected information, right? A collection of information. It doesn't have to be structured like Sui said. Video is data. Text message, your tweets is data. You've not seen, oh, maybe what you guys will even do as projects. We will look at any film. If there's any new release, maybe this Gladiator 2 that is coming, we'll do sentiment analysis. You scrape, you get Twitter API, connect Power BI to it, right? We'll do analysis of people's sentiment about that movie. How are we doing it? We are doing analyzing people's tweets to know to know how they perceive a particular movie that was released. People do that. People that work for all these movies company, they go online, scrape people's tweets, scrape the websites, scrape Twitter, get people's sentiment. They do sentiment analysis to see people's perception of their movies. Yeah. Some ratings company do that. They don't, sometimes it's not every time you see ratings, 5-star, 4-star. It's very, very easy to measure performance like that. But what if it's just written text? Sometimes data comes in form of text messages, in form of tweets. You have to analyze it. There are tools for that. So data is not just structured. It can be unstructured, right? It can be semi-structured. Data can be video. Data, like Etuk said, data is anything, right? Data is anything. Data can be structured. It can be unstructured. It can be a video. It can be your tweets, it can be your text messages, it can be Google search, it can be what you search online. It can be the number of times you come in to search something. It might be a number of times you pass this particular street. Maybe you are looking at, some people might be like, oh, I want to create a fast food restaurant here. I need to know how many people pass this place every day. And they sit down, they take per hour on the every hour, how many people pass this place. That's data. So in summary, data is anything, is everything. I'm just going to quickly show us like the definition here. Things known or assumed facts, making the basis for reasoning or calculation. That's data. You see billboard adverts, it's data. Anything is data. Everything and anything is data. Okay. And why do we keep data? Really? When I heard in 2018, when I joined First Bank, so they will say, people were just throwing out. Some people didn't really know what they were saying. They were just throwing it around. Oh, data is the new oil. Data is the new oil. Comparing it to the oil bloom we had then. They will say data is the new oil. Data is the new oil. People were just saying it. But that statement really caught me. I was like, okay, God, I wanted to work in an oil company. That's my problem then. And anything that can give me oil company money is what I was trying to pursue. So the data is the new oil. Data is the new oil. Yeah, as I got interested, so it was the comparison to oil money that made me actually like data before I now started, doing, before I even knew what data was. It was the earning potential of data that actually dragged me to it. So then I heard about this the bank brought in some people to train us on Excel. Because I saw amazing stuff. Things I never knew Excel could do. I got interested, I got hooked. Then I started learning data. There was a department, it's called Insight and Analytics Department in our bank. I met with some people there. Then COVID happened again, I kept learning. COVID gave me time to learn. I took the Google Data Analysis certification, did a lot of stuff. So that was my journey into the data analysis field. So why do we keep data? We keep data to make informed decisions. You want to back up your argument. You say, on the average, boys are taller than girls are taller than boys. If you can support it with statistical facts, like, about 1,000 people were sampled in 150 different countries. Out of the samples we had, we noticed that for every 10 people, for every 10 boys and 10 girls we measure, we always have 8 boys taller than, we only have 8 boys taller. Then maybe in some cases we have just 2 girls taller. So, you can get when you can back up your arguments, when you have data, you can back up your arguments, you can make informed decisions. Before now, companies were not really relying on data, but now data is very, very, very strong in every company. They take data very, very seriously. Where I work, you can't do anything without data. It was more used in where I used to work before now, Law Depot. It's like an e-commerce company that sells legal documents. Before I change, let's say I have a website and I have add to cart button here on the left, top left. If I want to move this add to cart button away to the right, we just don't move anything on our website. We will do the confirm data analysis. Before we change even the font color on our website, we'll do analysis. We'll do something we call A/B testing. And what is it about? Today we have 1,000 customers coming to our company, coming to our website every day. So we will split our customers randomly, right? We'll split our customers randomly. So we will still have our old page that had, let's say, add to cart button here, like what you see on your Amazon add to cart. You have your old website with the add to cart button on the top left. Then you create your new version of your page that has the add to cart button on the bottom right. So when some of you have participated in those experiments, you don't know. Sometimes you go to a website, the website looks different. They are doing experiments. It's called A/B testing. So some people will go to the first page that has the add to cart button on the left. Let's say 500 people, and they will direct another 500 people to the second page, right? Then we will now calculate the number of clicks per visit. If we see that, oh, on the old page, more people can easily locate that add to cart button. More people are clicking that add to cart button. Let's say on that old page, we have about, out of the 500, we had about 300 people click that add cart button. And on the new page that we just created, we had about 400 people click on that add to cart button. We can now say, oh, the click rates we have for this new page is better than that old page. That means this new page is performing better. And even at that, we just don't say, oh, because we have 100 people here, we just go ahead. We still don't do that. We still do some statistical analysis to check for if the difference is statistically significant. I don't want to scare you. We're not going deep into all those ones. Those ones are like advanced data science stuff, right? So we'll still use some statistical analysis like the chi-square, t-test. Those are data science stuff. We still use it to measure, is this difference that we are seeing, is it statistically significant or is it due to randomness? We'll do all those tests. After performing those tests and we are now satisfied, that is when we will now update our website to keep on using that new page, that new design with the add to cart on the bottom right. So we use data to make every decision in that company. We don't play with any decision. Everything is backed up with data. So that's how important data is. And the company it was a small company when we started. I think we were about, when I left, we were about 165. And that company is making millions of dollars. Like they're making serious money. And everything is just data, data, data. Everything is data driven. That's how important data is. There was a project that I did for the company before I left. That was my last project. And it's based on my analysis of data. I did an analysis on follow-up sales. I basically looked at, oh, customers that buy this particular product from us, what do they buy next? And by analyzing the data, I found out that anybody that bought something around, so I saw that anyone who bought something around maybe lease agreements, any lease related products, the second product they're always buying is still a lease related product. And we are charging, let's say we are charging like $50 for the whole subscription. So we decided to come up with bundle subscription that is more people are usually buying from a particular products family. Instead of chasing them away because of the high price for the whole website, let's just give them a bundle subscription that will give them access to that particular family. And guess what? That thing skyrocketed sales. By the time we did that experiment, because they didn't just believe my analysis, we had to experiment, right? By the time we did the experiments, we got some users on this, some users to pay for the big subscription, some users to pay for the bundle subscription. That first 3 months we ran experiments, we made about $1.3 million, right? On that first 3 months. So that project was launched because we tried it on our big performing products and we saw that it worked. So when we ran that experiment for those 3 months, we made about 1,312,000 and some decimals at the end. But I remember the key figure, $1,312,000. That was what we made. That was the last experiment I did before I left for Wawanisa. So you see how data is translating to real money. It's not just theoretical. Data is real. And in this side of the world, they value data more. They use data more for every of the steps. You understand? So you need data. Data is money. Data is used to make informed decision. It's used to keep track of things. It's used to be strategic in your approach. Also, we pay for subscriptions, right? We pay for Google adverts. We pay for Bing adverts. And we can't just keep paying without knowing the performance, right? So after paying, we will see, okay, let's say 100 people came to our company today. How many of them came through Google? How many of them came through Bing? So we keep track to see how our payments for subscription is working, because we can't just keep paying Google to help us push our product if they are not getting. And from time to time, we saw that Google is making more money. Of course, Google is bigger. Google is bringing in more customers to us than Bing. So we will increase our advert money for Google and reduce our advert money for Bing. So that is how you can use data to make decisions, to keep track of things, and do a whole lot of stuff. Etuk, I don't know if your hand is from before or this is a new one. I'm going to lower it. If it's a new question, you can raise your hand again. Okay. So we have two types of data, right? We have quantitative, we have qualitative. Quantitative is data obtained from, measuring numerical values. I want to get average age. You get everybody's age, you calculate the average. Sum of their age divided by the total number of people that you interviewed for their age, Quantity, something you can, numerical, quantitative data has to do with, numerical values. And we usually call them, it can be discrete, can be continuous. Those ones will enter it later when we are doing our visualizations. You see everything. See the difference between continuous and categorical data. So qualitative is something you measure from observation. For example, color, right? For example, color, you could say, oh, this is black, this is white. Those ones are something that gives description, descriptive properties. Those ones are qualitative data. Something that gives something you can measure from observation. That's qualitative data. I talked about sentiment analysis before. When you want to do ratings and you say, can you rate this movie? Is it 1 star? Is it 2 stars? Is it 3 stars? That quantitative, you can count the number of stars. If you're doing your analysis, very, very simple. Oh, we got an average of 3 stars. Your movie is just in between. Oh, we got an average of 5 stars. Your movie is perfect. But when people, how do you measure when people say, it's not that bad? Well, I liked it. I think I would like to watch it again to confirm if I like it or not. When you get data like that, how do you measure it? Those ones are qualitative data. And that's where we come in. We do things that we call sentiment analysis. You provide sentiment score to everybody's comments. It's very, very simple to do. There are some AI tools that are that can get it to you easily. We are going to do a project on Power BI that can do sentiment analysis. I'll show you how to do it on Power BI as well. Very, very sweet, very, very easy. And it's usually very, very accurate. Like 90% of the time, it's accurate to give you confirm, accurate sentiment analysis on Power BI using that tool called Power Query. Power Query is also available in Excel, by the way. So once you know Power Query on Excel, once you know Power Query on Power BI, you can also use it on Excel. So data can be quantitative, it can be qualitative. So we know what data is. What is data analysis? What is data analytics? So data analytics is broader. Data analysis is a part of data analytics. So I will try not to use them people use them interchangeably, but I will try not to use them interchangeably because data analysis is supposed to be a step under data analytics. So what is data analytics, right? What do you think it is? Is the whole process, right? From getting data, transforming data, analyzing the data, that's where data analysis comes in. Understanding the results, interpreting it, and communicating the data to your stakeholders. That's the whole process. You are going to have this slide so you can look at the definition word for word later, but that's like the summary. And we have different types of data analysis. We have descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. So we're going to be taking it one by one. We have descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. We're going to be taking the definitions one by one. What do we mean by descriptive analytics? Let's look at that quickly. So we have a data set. I want to investigate what happened in the past. An example is financials from banks, right? Bank will release their performance for last year. The data is showing us what happened last year. We see the results. So that's what descriptive is doing. So sometimes you'll be doing descriptive analysis. Let's say you're working as a business performance manager or a business performance analyst. I used to do that while I was in First Bank. We do it for the commercial banking group. They've done their sales and everything for the month. We want to see their performance during the month. So what we do then is descriptive analysis. What happened? What money did you make? How did you perform last year? Oh, what was the overall performance? You are looking at what happened in the past. You are trying to summarize past data. That is what we call descriptive analytics. Now, let's go to the next step, diagnostic. Oh, last year, your company made last quarter, your company made terrible sales. Descriptive analytics has told you that you guys made terrible sales, right? Descriptive analytics has showed it. Then, those, it's very funny, data analysts and the relationship managers, those salespeople, we're usually not friends because when you show, it's not me. I was not the one that affected your sales. So when you do the presentation and you show fine presentation that is highlighting how bad they perform, they always hate you for it. And your own is just to show their performance. And we are usually not friends. So when you've shown their performance, like, oh, your performance was so terrible last year. Diagnostic analysis will not tell you why did you have a bad performance. We'll now try to do analysis to investigate. Oh, for example, I will use another real life example. In my company, there was a time when Google transitioned from I can't remember the name clearly now. We moved from something to from U something to G4. I can't remember now. Google did an update on their Google Analytics, right? They moved to the G4 version. For those of you that use Google Analytics, you might know what I'm saying very well. During that time, our sales were so low. So I've done descriptive analytics. We've seen that we made a very terrible sales. It doesn't stop there. Why did we make terrible sales? Then diagnostic analytics came in. Oh, it was because of the updates from Google. Our company, we paid to usually be among top 4, top 3, top 4 whenever people search for any legal document. Our company is supposed to come up within top 3, top 4. But since that update, Google messed things up. We are still paying them for that top 3, top 4 money. And our name is not even among top 20 again. So customers were not seeing us. And Google was our major source of customers, right? Even some customers that have used our website before. Some of them don't know that's why it's very good to use very simple name. But our website name is very simple actually. But some people are just so lazy to type the full website. They just go on Google and type the name of the company. Then from Google, they will come in. So people like that, when they type the name of the company, they might not even see when they start searching for maybe documents they want to download. They won't see us. So we had very terrible sales. And diagnostic analytics show that this happened because of the Google updates. Now, there's a third step. It's called predictive analytics. Now, we've seen what happened. We've seen why it happened. What do we think is going to happen in the next quarter? Then, we've done this. Now, we've seen that based on the fact that Google has regularized this, we've done some testing. We now see that we are appearing in top 3, top 4. We can confidently, or maybe not confidently, we can state with a certain degree of extent that our sales will go up to this so amount. Based on some indicators, we are predicting that we'll have a higher increase in sales. That's what predictive analytics. Another place where predictive analysis is used is in the financial industry, especially in the area of fraud. Those fraud departments, we use predictive analytics a lot. So there are some projects I did on credit card fraud, right? Or okay, let me use a more personal example. So our bank then, First Bank was just recovering from bad loans, like a series of bad loans then. And I was doing an analysis. I did an analysis on relationship between people that are owing the bank, people that don't pay back their loan. I did the analysis to show the relationship between them and their occupation. You know what happened? Sorry to those of you that have people working in government companies. it's not a diss to you guys, but I noticed that there's people that are working in government almost that are owing us. I remember it was one of my first analysis. I did it using Python then. You could have easily done it on Power BI, Excel, or even SQL, but I had to put some picture elements into it and everything. It was a very fun analysis. So I noticed that people that are working for government, they have higher tendency to not pay back their loan than our oil and gas workers or people from other banks, people from other banks, people working in the oil and gas sector. Oil and gas sector was the best performing. As a matter of fact, based on my analysis, what we did was that we limited our exposure to people of that certain occupation and we reduced the interest rate and increase our exposure to people working in the oil and gas sector. That, oh, come and take money. Because those were the people all the banks were fighting for. They usually pay back your money, right? Most of them are even paid in dollars. So it's easy for them to pay back your money, right? So we reduce the interest rates so that they will come to us more, right? So we looked at what the banks were giving them. So when they come to us to tell you, what is your bank giving you? We'll match them and maybe even reduce it further for you. So they were coming to us, and without my analysis, the bank made a lot of money, right? They made a lot of money, and we limited our exposure to those government workers. They don't usually pay back their loans. So based on that, I predicted that our bad loans will reduce in the following quarter and would have increase in revenue from loans given to individuals for those particular sector. And it was the case. It's based on data. It's not magic. I have done the analysis. I've seen the pattern that these people owe us. Then common sense comes in. Limit our exposure to these people, increase our exposure to these other people that pay us. And we made money. And how do we made money in two ways. We made money by not losing. It's different when let's say you made $100 million and you lost about $40 million to bad loans. But what we did was that we made slightly higher amount than that. I'm just using an example. Like, let's say we made slightly higher than that $100 million, and we still reduced the amount we were losing. So our profits was more. That was how I use predictive analysis to make money for the bank. So you can see what all these stages of analytics, you see how important and how they work together. And the last one is called prescriptive analytics. I said I wasn't going to take a lot of time on this one. So this should be the last one. Then we'll go to the stages of data analysis. Then let's get to Excel. Let me quickly paste the Google link drive again for those that just came in. Please download this file. We are moving to Excel very soon. Prescriptive analysis, right? So you look at everything that has happened, right? You look at everything that has happened, and you want to. You've gotten insight from your descriptive, from your diagnostic, right? You've predicted that this is what is likely to happen, and based on that, you will prescribe something that's, this is based on all these indicators, right? This is what we are supposed to do. This is what is supposed to be done. Just like prescription, now you go to a doctor, you get a prescription that this is what you should do. So prescriptive analysis will show this based on things like this. You can say, based on things like this that have happened before in the past, this is what they usually do. So I'm suggesting that this is what we should do. You are prescribing a solution to them. Like you're giving a prescription, a recommendation that based on these indicators, this is what we should do. So that's the fourth type, prescriptive analytics. And the data analysis stage itself is, some people make it broader than this, but this is the summary of everything. Usually starts at data collection. Data collection could be anything like from maybe putting out surveys, right? Putting out surveys, telling people to fill forms. Some company have a better way of collecting it. Anytime customers come, maybe you do something on their website, immediately that information is transferred to their database. Yeah, maybe a customer comes registered on our website. Oh, I want to buy this thing from Amazon. Immediately that customer information is transferred to Amazon's database. That's data collection. Data collection can also come from you going to the website to scrape data, do web scraping, get data. You could leverage APIs as well to get data. So I'm going to be showing you how to get data from the web. I'm going to show you how to use APIs and how you can use Google Forms as well. we'll probably even practicalize it. We put out a survey in the class, let everybody fill the form, and we'll do an analysis on it. So you can use surveys, you can use everything to get data. That's what data collection is about. And the next stage after data collection is usually data cleaning. We are going to do some data cleaning in the class today. So you see some of the things I'm saying. I did a volunteer work for a church, right? They wanted to look at people. So they wanted to pair people that had rides with people that need rides. Okay. So so then we rolled out the form. So the form was rolled out before I came in. So I would have put in some data validation into the forms, right? I would have put in some data validations into the form. The form was rolled out before I came in, and they were like, and they asked people, they asked people to fill, do you have a car? It's a simple yes or no answer. So some people say yes. Some people say, by God's grace, I will have next year. Some people will say, oh, I'm hoping to buy. Do you have a car? Just yes or no. So when I was giving that data set, oh my God, it was a mess. I was just supposed to count the number of people that said yes and number of people that said no. Then I started saying, by God's grace, I will buy next year. I'm hoping to get one. Just see different funny answers. You have to now try to say, oh, anything that is not I would have said anything that is not a yes. Let me change this to no. But some people, instead of saying yes, some people said, I have. Some people said, oh, yes, I have. People were bringing in different questions. So we were giving different responses. So how do I now change everything to yes or no? So you can see the headache you can get when you are cleaning data. Data cleaning takes about 80%, sometimes 80% of your time, maybe between 60 to 80% of your time. It is the most annoying part of the data analysis process. It can be long and boring, but there are lots of tools now that are very, very smart for data cleaning. They make your work very, very easy. Yeah, there are lots of tools that you can leverage for data cleaning now, but data cleaning is the boring part. When you are doing your analysis and drawing your charts and everything, that one's usually very sweet. But for you to have a good analysis, a clean analysis, a clean chart, you need a very, very clean data. That's why you spend a lot of time on data cleaning, making sure the data is in the right format. And then you get after cleaning your data, get your data analysis itself. You analyze the data, you could use some statistical concepts like mean, median. You look at what is the max, what is the mean, look at the highest, look at the lowest, do a lot of stuff. You can count to see, oh, look at the frequency of occurrence of different things. Look at it, see if there are patterns or any trends that you can uncover or insights. Then after getting all those things, you need to interpret that chart, right? You need to interpret it. So what does this thing mean? Yeah, I can see mean of this amount. I can see maximum of this amount. So what does it mean? Then your interpretation, you interpret the data. Then you put it into a reporting platform, maybe Power BI, maybe Excel, maybe Tableau, even probably Python, if you use your Matplotlib library. Then after reporting, there should be a last stage, which is communication. You have to share your findings, right? And communications and recommendation. That's what I would say. You share your findings and make recommendations that, oh, based on this is what I think you should do. So that is the whole data analysis process. So thank you for listening. And right now, if you've not downloaded your Excel file, please do so. And I'll just leave the floor open for like maybe 2 or 3, maybe 5 minutes. I'll let people download the Excel file. Then I'm going to be opening the Excel file immediately so we can start working. So I'm going to allow you download the file. If you have questions, please raise your hand. I'll be glad to take your questions before we start with Microsoft Excel. So there's a file I shared. It's called Class 1. That is what we'll be starting with today. It's a lot. We won't be able to finish it today. If you guys finish it today, smoke will be coming from your head. So we won't finish it today. We'll go as far as we can. But I would like us to get to at least, if you can get to this relative referencing, so that we'll be able to do this classwork. Then I'll come back to mixed referencing in the next class. This is usually the tougher one. So I'll spend a lot of time on this one then. Yeah. So if you have questions, raise your hands, please. I'll allow you ask. And if not, we'll move to Excel interface immediately. So download the file. I'm going to put the link in the chat one more time. Download the file and let's work. So like I said earlier, if you have an Excel file, if you have 2 screens, go ahead, do copy me, like do what I'm doing. You can work as I'm working. But if you have 1 screen, I'd advise you to pay attention, look at what we are doing, then you can, you can practice later. Of course, the video will be made available to you, so you can use the video to do what we are doing. Okay, so this is Excel. This is what it looks like. Normally, when you go to an Excel class, they will now start taking you through all these tools, home, inserts, page layouts. But no, the funny thing is you cannot remember. It's not, you can't, don't let us deceive ourselves. You not remember anything. See, you see this formula, but this formula tab here, I've never done anything here in my life. And I've been working on Excel for a long time. I've never come here to do anything in my life. Okay. I use home. I use insert, even yeah, I use insert, I use home, I use insert, I use this file because because I will save and do all those stuff. I use home, insert, page layout. Yeah, I do use page layout, but not like that. Formulas, I've never come here before. I know it's there, but in fact, I forget it's there at times. But data, yeah, I use data. If you want to, there's a way you can import data from other sources like that here in can even connect to databases from Excel. Yeah. So you use data review. I've never used review before. Never. But it's there. View. I use view a lot. Then developer tool. Some of you might not have developer tool. I can show you how to turn that on. But I'm not writing macros these days. I mean, who still does? So I don't use this as well. Help, never. Acrobat, never. Why did I even click it? Sef? Never. So usually home, inserts. What you use home, inserts. Yeah, you use file if you want to save and everything. But home, inserts, data, and view. Those ones you use them a lot. But I won't take you through all the buttons and everything. You will learn them experientially, right? As we are working, you will learn them. That's the best way to remember. You can't remember what each of these tools are used for. Good. And I'm going to teach you one thing today that is going to change your Excel game, right? Excel interface. Rows. I'm going to teach you like we don't know anything about Excel before. In Excel, we have rows and columns, right? We have rows and columns. Columns are A, B, C, D, E. As you can see them, this vertical arrangement is what we call columns. So all these A, B, C, D, E, F are called what? Columns. These are called columns, right? And another name they also call, a more common name they use in the data analysis field is what they call them fields. Anytime you hear fields or columns, they mean the same thing. So these are fields or columns. Let me see if I have my database here. Maybe I can bring this up. So this is what you'll be learning for SQL. You'll be learning, let me connect to this. Let me use my local server. Let's see, AdventureWorks data warehouse. Let's query this one. Okay. Let's see the tables here. Let's remember the names of the table. Yeah. So if I say select star from select star means this is how to go. This is one of the first things you learn in SQL. Select star means give me everything. Select star. Star is shift 8. Select star from customer. We are not doing SQL, and I just wanted to show you. Can you see the same principle, the same concept here? This customer key, geographic key, all these ones, they are called columns. But you will hear people use, when you leave Excel, you hear people say fields. You won't hear really people, you really hear people saying columns for database. You hear people saying fields, right? They'll say database fields. So fields and columns are the same thing. And all this 1, 2, 3 here, they are called rows. So if you come here, right, columns are A, B, C. You see this 1, 2, 3. They are called what? Rows. Rows. And another name for rows that's more common also is called records. So they are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, right? They are more called records. So when you hear records, so sometimes I remember when I first started, I was getting them confused. I didn't know which one was rows, which one was record, which one was field. So they're throwing around a lot of words. So what I did was RR, rows, records. So when I hear records, when I hear rows, I know they mean this 1, 2, 3 that we have here. And when I hear columns, I know they mean the same thing as fields. So that's how I try to remember, and it worked greatly. But now, of course, I don't need them to remember again. It's just natural. So an intersection of a row and a column is what we call what? Cell. And let's forget all the big grammar. What do I mean by intersection of? So look at this row 4, column A. So if I say column A, row 4, or if I say column A, let me zoom in. If I say column A, row 4, that means if I come to column A and move to row 4, this box is the intersection between A and 4, right? What's B4? This is B. This is 4, right? If you want to see the name, can you see this angle here at the top here? Can you see it's called it what? B4. If I select this one, it's called what? A4. This one will be what? B2. Who can tell me what this one will be? This one that I've painted black. What do you think it will be? Put it in the chats. C6. Awesome. So this intersection is what we call cell. It's called the what? A cell. It's called a cell. And just like your normal Microsoft Word, you can change the fonts. You can come here, change the fonts to anything you want. You can change the fonts in Excel. Yeah, you can change it to anything you want. You can change the color of this too. You can change the color of this cell, right? I can change it to what? Black. You can come here, change the color to maybe want to change it to blue. And if you want to change the color of the writing, you use this A that has color under it, right? Change it to maybe white. So you can change the color of things on this. You can change this one, change everything to maybe change the text to red and change the background to maybe blue. So you can play with colors, you can change it. And there are some times maybe you want to create borders around the cell. It looks like it has borders now, but it doesn't. If you want to create a border around it, you see after this button that is here, you can click on that drop down and create a border. And you see that it has a black line around it. And you can decide to change the type of border that you have. You can make it thicker. You can see this thick outside border. It becomes thicker, right? So you can join these two cells. I can join both of them together and make them one. If I click on this, I can come to this one that says merge here. I can choose the first one, merge and center. Can you see it has changed this thing into one cell for me. Change these two cells, merge them into a larger cell. And I can undo it. I can come here. I click on that merge and center again. If I click on it again, that's changed it into one. So this one is a different cell. This one is a different cell. So we won't, like I said, we won't go through all those things one by one. You will learn them as we work. you will learn the process. So let's go to basic operations in Excel. I want to take it step by step. Let's say you have 2 in this cell. You have 2 in this cell, right? Let's say this is, yeah, you have 2 in this cell. You have 2 in this cell. I want to add both of them together in this cell. How do I do it? It's very simple. I can come here to do any mathematical operation in Excel. You start with what? An equal sign. You always start with what? An equal sign. So I can come to this place where I want the result. I'll press equal 2 plus 2. Oh, sorry, I pressed it. I can say equal to, let me zoom in so we can see. We can see clearly. So I can come here and say equal to what? You always start with an equal sign. 2 plus 2. And I get 4. Awesome. But let's say this number is let's say this number is 23 this thing 0.99 something like this. And no, let me write, so I'm going to teach you what I'm doing later, but let me put it out there. I'm going to show you what I'm doing later, but now I just want to explain something. And let's say this one is equal to this one right? So if you now want to add these two together, do you now start pressing 2, 5, this plus this other second one? It's going to take a lot of time and it's not very efficient that way. So instead of typing it, you can press your equal to, and once you press equal to and select this particular one, that whatever is here, plus, can you see that it changed it to what? C3. It's telling us that on this column C, line 3, whatever is there, and it has highlighted it for you, plus whatever is here. So it has done what is in C3 plus what is in D3. And once you do that, you press enter, you get your answer. So that's another way you can do your mathematical operation. Victoria, please, you can ask your question.
Hi, Coach. I'm just wondering if it's just me. I don't have that basic operations sheet in the file I'm working on. So after the Excel interface, there's a sheet that says basic operations. I just go right and then I have some. I don't have that. Is that deliberate?
Apologies about that. I just add, so I wanted to, initially what I prepared was just to go to some. I wanted to do it here before. So I was just like, you know what? Let me show you some of this coloring and everything. And I created a new one to do basic operations. So you can do, you can do it here on this interface. You can just do this. It's just simple stuff. You can just do whatever I'm doing here. I'm just using random numbers. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for mentioning that. I forgot to mention that. So I just created a new sheet to do basic operations. Awesome. In the same way, let me put this number here so I don't type everything again. So whenever you type something like this and you see hash, look at this. I copied and pasted this thing here. We'll do all those copy and paste later. Don't worry, just follow me. When you get hash like this, it means this cell is too small to contain the number that is there. What you usually do, you can come here. You can come to the end line. This is cell C. This is the end of cell C. So once you come to that cell C at the top, once you come to that line, look at what this is. This is looking like a white cross. Before now, look at my cursor. It's looking like a white cross. So once I move it to that place, it's going to change to a black cross. And you see, changes to a black cross. Then you expand it. The whole number will show. Another thing you can do is to when you come here, when it turns to a black cross, double click. It will expand. But I'm even going to show you a better way to do all these things. You're going to learn. I'm going to show you some shortcuts, and I'm going to show you how to create shortcuts. That's going to make your Excel work very sweet. So let's expand this one, and this one, let me copy it here. Let's say we want to do subtraction. Basic stuff we are still doing, right? We want to do subtraction. Very, very simple. Instead of typing everything one by one, we just say, you always start with equal to, don't forget. You select what you want, minus, can you see now you change to what? C5, because this is C, this is row 5, minus this one. The subtraction is done. Now, the same thing, if you want to do division, let me copy, we'll just use the same number all through. So let me paste it here. Let me paste it here. I know we can't use this one for power. It's going to blow up our Excel. So let me use this one and yeah, we'll get there. I have a question from Chioma. Please go ahead. I think I've asked you to unmute.
Yes, sorry for the name. It's just a mix up. I just want to make sure I'm following right away. When you say I didn't get how you got to the C4. When you said for example the subtraction on column C5, how did you said
So it's column C, row 5.
Row 5, sorry, column C, row 5. When you said
Yeah.
when you said you start with equal to, how did you get
Yeah.
it? I mean, if you could be saying what exactly, because I just have one laptop, I couldn't try it out just now. If you could be saying what exactly you're doing, because some of us are not too knowledgeable in Excel yet. So if you could be saying what exactly you're doing, I didn't know what you did to get the subtraction. When you said
So are you doing it as I'm doing it?
No.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to catch you there, but you caught me before then. Don't worry. It's okay. But since you have one laptop,
Yes.
just watch and no problem. I will try to. I think I get what you're saying. Let me quickly do that again. Do you know where the plus sign is on your keyboard?
Yes.
Do you know where the minus sign is on your keyboard?
Yes.
Good. So what do you start with? Equal sign.
To, yeah.
Where is your number you want to start with? This is it, right? C5, right? So once you press equal to, type C5. Don't type, just select it. And if you don't want to select, so let's say the thing is far, maybe it's far, you can type C5 and it's going to give you, it's going to point to it. See, if I type A1 now, A1, can you see it has pointed to A1? So you can even type it C5 if you know it, but I mean, it's just easier to come and select it. Then you press your minus. You know where your minus is, right? Press your minus. Then what do you want to subtract from? From D5, right? Select the D5. And once you're done, you press enter.
Okay,
That was what we did.
All right. Thank you. I've gotten it. Yeah, thanks. You can unmute me now. Sorry, you can mute me now.
So the same thing. Want to do division, right? Simple. Do you know what your division sign is? You know that slash button. But those of you that don't have so I have this kind of keyboard, right? So some of you don't have this keyboard that has this number. Some of you are working on your laptop directly. So you might not have this keyboard that I have here. But if you look at your shift button, right? But some of you browse now, so you know where your slash is. So I don't have to explain too much. But if you look at that second shift button under enter, you see that slash sign. It's just before the shift button. If you're using a Windows computer, right? If you're using a Windows computer. So that slash is what you use for division. So what do you start with again? I want somebody to unmute. The person should quickly take me through division. Another person take me through multiplication. And somebody that knows it very well, take me through power. Some volunteer. Somebody should quickly take me through division. Another person through multiplication. Then we'll do power. So, Victoria, which one are you doing?
I'll do the division.
Okay, go ahead. Step by step, what do I need to do?
Great. So you go to cell E7. And then it starts with equal to. So on your keyboard, you look for the equal to sign. You want to divide C7. You can type that in directly, or you can hover your mouse around to select. Now there's a divide sign, backward slash or forward slash, whichever one.
So it's forward slash.
Forward slash, actually. going up. So you put that in, and the next cell you want to work with is D7. Just right beside it. You can write that in directly, or you can hover your mouse and select that. And then you press enter.
Were you a teacher?
Yes,
Oh, I can see.
I resonate with you as well, I know.
I can see the detailed step-by-step explanation. Awesome. That was great work. Ugochukwu. So nobody wants to volunteer for power. I know Ugochukwu is going to take multiplication. He or she will not take power. But go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
I think, yes, I can take. Are you taking multiplication or power?
I'll take multiplication.
I know you take multiplication. Okay, go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay, you go to the cell E9 and put your equal
I'll
sign.
not go to cell. I'll not go to cell. You specify the cell you're talking about. Cell what?
I say E9.
Good. So I'm there.
You put equal to.
Equal to.
Yeah, then you go to cell C9. You highlight, you click on it.
Okay, I've clicked on it.
Then you put multiplication sign. You click on multiplication sign.
Where's multiplication sign?
Asterisk. The asterisk.
Where is it? For some of us don't know. Where is it?
Oh, in the keyboard.
I know it's on the keyboard. Where on the keyboard is it?
Sorry, I'm using my phone. I'm following, but my laptop is the other side.
Okay, so you don't know where where on the keyboard?
I know.
So it's
Okay,
on
where on the
number
keyboard?
8. It's on number 8, right? So you press
Yes,
shift
it's number
and
shift
8
shift
to
8.
get it.
Shift 8, yes.
Yes, you exactly. That's what I'm trying to. So I said it's on the keyboard.
Okay.
Then I knew it's on the keyboard.
Okay.
Okay, so you press the shift and
you
8
press
to
8.
get it. Yes. So you
Yeah.
hold down your shift and you press 8. Don't press shift and remove your hand. Hold down shift and press 8. Then multiply it with what?
Okay. You multiply with D9 and you press enter.
So can you see the number is so big, it has to use this E. This E means exponents. Like the number is very, very big. It had to use what? Exponents. So it's used to so if you remember those old calculators we used to have then, if the number is so big that I can't contain the screen, it's to use what? Exponents. So that's good. Now I want to do 2 raised to power 3. Who wants to help us? Quickly, so we can move to the other ones. Okay, I can see here. Hi.
Okay, so for 2 raised to power 3, it's simple.
Yeah.
You simply click on cell C11. The raised to power sign is shift 6. Is shift 6. Then so it's equal to that. That's that way you're supposed to do it. I think it's on this E column.
I think you should start now.
Okay, so
You're not telling me to type anything. You're not telling me where to go.
okay,
So let's start again.
I'll go to C11, E11, sorry, E11.
Okay, I'm there.
Equal to C11.
Okay.
Raised to the power is shift 6.
Shift 6.
Yeah, then D11. Enter.
Somebody put it in the chat for me. Shift plus 6, please. That you did, you can help us again. This one, then enter.
Yeah.
So we get 8. Awesome. Beautiful. Shift 6 is what we used to get raised power. There's another thing. So don't worry, we'll get there. I don't want to talk about functions now. So that's good. 2 raised to power 3. Awesome. So we have successfully done basic operations in Excel. Good. Let's go to advanced stuff. So this is so exactly when it's 17 minutes from now, we'll go on a 10-minute break. We'll go on a 10-minute break. It's usually 15 minutes, but today we'll go on 10 minutes break if that's okay by you guys. So within that 10 minutes, I'm still going to be here. If you have other questions, we'll take it. So maybe before that 17 minutes, I'll try to cover some average counts. Okay, count and yeah, some average counts up to. I will stop at mean. Then when we come back from break, we'll do if pay special. We'll now go into data cleaning. You see some stuff that we'll do. But now let's go to sum. I want to add everything. So let me come here. I want to add everything. Let me type total here. Let me type it here. Total. No, let me just type it under here. Total. I want to add everything here and everything here. Since I want to give everything here a shape, I want to give you borders. I can select everything. And how do I select it? You can select here, right? Select here. Hold down your shift key. Let me lower your hand. So you can select here. Hold down your shift key and press your forward arrow. And to go down, still holding down your shift key, press your downward arrow. And you get there. Let me do it again. Select the first one. Hold down your shift key and press the forward arrow. And press what's the downward arrow. Right? Let me see if I can show you something else. I'm just going to show you something else and I'm going to quickly close it. So you won't shout that, what is this? Let me see. Coming. So let me bring that one back up. Forget this data. I just want to use as an example. So let's say I want to look at this data. Look at how big it is, right? What if I want to select everything here? Will I now come here? I'll select the first one. Hold down the shift key. The forward arrow, forward arrow, forward arrow, forward arrow. Then to now select everything down and now start typing downward arrow. See how long it is. It's very stressful, right? Very, very stressful. Imagine you have 1 million rows. How will you do it? So it's very simple. Sometimes, anytime you want to select a whole table like this, right? You want to select a whole table. Just let me delete this one. Just click on anywhere in that table and press your Control A. Just click anywhere in that table and press your Control A. Control A means what? Select all. Control A. I'm going to put it in the chat. Control A. Okay, thanks, UFOSA. Control A means select all. So just select anywhere. Select anywhere. Press down your control. Control means CTRL on your keyboard. Control, hold the control down and press A to select the whole table for you. So I want to put borders around this table. So I can come here and click on borders. Good. Control Z. Look, me, when I want to put borders and do all those things, I don't even, in fact, it's been long that I come here. I'll just do this one, Control A, and I press something. And immediately borders will appear. How do I do that? There are shortcuts. I'm going to show you guys how to do that thing. And I'm going to show you how to get shortcuts. Right? I'm going to show you how to get shortcuts. So you come here, press Control A. Then let's come to this place and select the type of border. I want all borders. So I select all borders. Good. Now I want to find the sum of 27 for 2017 and the sum for 2018. How do we do it? I'm going to show you three methods. Three methods. Good. Remember how we did sum? We did this one plus this one to get this one. Easily, even if these numbers are here, right? Let's say these numbers are here. I can also do it like this, equal to this one plus, oh, sorry. Let me do it here. So I can do equals to this one plus this one. I can still add it together. So it doesn't mean they have to be side by side. I can add them when they're on top of each other as well. So I want to add this thing together and put the total here. I want the total to be here. And this time around, for the total, I just want them to have double line under. Can come here, come to these borders here and say, oh, I want double bottom line. This is what I want for my total. Good. How can I do it? I can come here and say equal to what? Equal to this one plus this one plus this one plus this one. You see, you're already getting angry and tired. That see, this thing is now long. Will I now be doing plus this one plus this one plus this one plus this one? Why? I will show you a method. It's called what? Functions. And the name of this function is called what? Sum. The name of this function is called what? Sum. And sum simply takes in, so when they say function, another word you hear is what? Arguments. Some people call it parameters, but I would like to use arguments for consistency. The name of the function is called sum. And it takes in some arguments. Anything that is inside the function is called an argument or parameters, but we use arguments consistently. It takes in an argument that sum, okay, you've already called sum. Like you said, sum, and sum says, oh, I'm here. What do you want to do? What you want to do is what we call the argument. You want to tell sum what to do. So what that thing you want to tell sum to do is what we call arguments. Now you've called on this operation sum. Sum is now asking you, yes, what do you want? To tell sum what you want. Let's go. You click on this. So we want to sum it here, right? As usual, what do we always start with? Whether you're doing basic operation, whether you're doing anything, what will you start with to call anything? Equal sign. Awesome. So you press your equal sign and you type your sum. Immediately you type SUM. You can already see everything that looks like sum here. Just type your SUM. And once you type your SUM, you see that sum. Don't choose sum info. It's sum you should choose. You now click on that sum. Double click on it. Now, let me zoom in so you can see. I'll delete this and zoom in so we can see. So when we are doing average, we won't spend as much time. We'll just do it. So let me just take time to explain sum. And another thing you can do, if they are coming here to double click, right? Another thing you can do, once you type it and it's already there, right? Once you type it and it's already there, you can press your tab to pick it up. But just to save yourself all the while, I just come and double click. And once you double click, can you see sum? It says number 1. Do you still need me to zoom in more? Equal to sum. So can you see the arguments? It says sum. Number 1, number 2, dot. That means who's number 1, who's number 2, put all the things you want continuously. So sometimes you see Excel formula in this shape. It puts the first arguments there and put a comma. And the second argument, it puts it in a square bracket. That means the second argument is not important. What I need just one thing, at least one thing to work. And that at least one thing that I need to work is that first one. So if you see any other thing in bracket, that means that one is not compulsory. Now, we've said sum. Sum is not asking me, what do you want to do? I want to say, I want you to sum everything here. So this is how I select. So you select this one. Hold down your shift key and press down, 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 down. And select everything. And you press your enter. Sum will sum it up for you. But let me quickly explain something to you guys before we do that. I brought up a table that time and I showed you that if you want to select, instead of holding shift key and pressing arrow, right? Instead of holding shift key and pressing arrow, you don't want to do all that wala, right? That you can come here and press and do Control A. Another way to do is that if I want to select everything from here to the end. Instead of holding shift and pressing forward, 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 I will hold shift, control, and I'll press forward. It will go from beginning to the end, straight up. I'm going to do it again. Select the first one, press shift, while still holding that shift, press control again, hold both of them and press forward arrow to select everything. And immediately select everything, still hold down your shift key and your control key, press down. So it will select everything to the right, select everything to the bottom. Let me do it one more time. Go to the first one, press shift, press control, hold both of them together and press whatever direction you want to go. So I want to go to the right and I want to go down. So I'll press right and I'll press down. So with that, it will go to the end for you if you're holding down shift and control. So for this one, you know the beginning of the thing you want to add is what? Cell C2. And the end is what? Cell C11. You can also do it on your own. Press sum and type C2 column C11, right? Or just simply put it. This thing is blocking the last one. So let me put it here so it doesn't block the last one. Let me put this total here so it doesn't block the last one. So from right, if you know how to use your mouse very well, you can either select everything and put your close brackets. If you don't know how to use your mouse, very well, you can select the first one. Hold down your shift and control and press down. It will select everything for you. Then you close your brackets, right? And you can also do that. I don't know how to use keyboard though. I don't know how to use mouse. So you can say, what's the first one? C2. Type C2. Column. What's the last one? C11. Type C11. Can you see immediately I highlighted everything? Close your bracket. So whatever method you want, use. Then you press enter. Then you get 537,680. Now, for 2018, we need to do the same thing. So instead of typing equal to sum and do everything again, you don't need to do that wala. You can select the formula you've done. What we want to do is that we calculated this sum for 2018. Excel is smart enough to say that, oh, this thing that you've done for 2018, also do it for this thing that you've done for 2017. Also do it for 2018. Excel is smart enough to do that. And how do you do that? You select, let me zoom in very well so you see. You select that one that you've done before, right? And you see this small square that is here. Once you select it, bring your mouse to the bottom right until it changes to, right, is a white cross, until it changes to a small black plus. Now, it is not this plus, okay? It is not this one it will change to. Look at what it will change to when I move to that bottom right. So once you do this one, you've entered the formula here. We've done this one. So select it. Come to the bottom right, that small square at the bottom right. Can you see it has changed to that black plus? Let me do it again. Move it till it changes to that black plus. Once it changes to that black plus, click it, press your mouse down, and drag it here. I'll do it again. So you select, once it changes to that black plus, press it down and drag your mouse here. And it will apply the same formula. And if you want to know that it's doing the same thing, just double click on this new one. You see that it is doing the summation of year 2018 for you. Sorry. And if you know you don't know how to use mouse very well, simple, you can just come here and type sum again and select whatever method you want. So this time around, it's going to be D2 to D11 and press enter. You will get your answer. Good. So this is how to do sum. This is how to do sum. Good. Now, let's do average quickly. Let's do average. Let me zoom in. What is the formula for calculating average? It's also called average. And the same way we did sum, right? Let's do it here. You always start with what? Equal sign. Type your equal sign. Type average. That first option, select it. The same thing. You can type C2 to C11, or you can use your mouse. You can select the first one, hold down your shift and control, press down to select everything. Or if you don't know how to do that, just type C2, C11 and close your brackets and press enter. The average is 53.7 million. So instead of doing the same thing, you can come to this place. Once it becomes a black plus sign, drag it like this. You get the average for 2018, which is D2 to D11. That's how to do average. I think let me bring back the participants. So I can see if anybody's raising their hand. Okay, yeah, I can see everybody now. Now let's do count. Okay, before I do count, okay, let me do count, then I'll explain what count A is to you guys. Min and max is the same thing. Maybe let me start with max and min, since that one is very simple. What do you think max does for us? Max will look at all this number and it will look at the biggest number here, right? And for min will look at all these numbers and look for what's the smallest number. So sometimes you want to look at what is the biggest number. Maybe you are doing a data and you want to draw an age distribution, or you want to quickly look at who is the oldest in this class, who is the highest, who is the youngest. You can use your min and max function to achieve that. So let's say you want to get the biggest number here, but we are under max. Let me do max. So just type equal to what? The formula is what? Max. That's the first one. Then whatever option you know how to use, select what you want to find the max in, close your brackets, and press enter. It's telling you that the maximum number in this range is what? 411, 898, blah, blah, blah. And you can either come here and type your max again, or just select this first one, which I would advise you learn how to do. Select it. When it turns to that black plus, drag it, and you can see that the max here is also 419. Sadly, it's 419. If you come to min, same way. The formula for min is MIN. Select the first one. Whatever method you now know how to use, select all the cells you're interested in, close the brackets, type enter. It's telling you that the minimum number is what? 5620. And you can come here, once you change this to a plus sign, drag it here, and you get what? 5465. This is the smallest number here. So now let's go to our counts and count A. I want to count how many rows, how many records do we have? If you look at it, how many records do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to count it. Okay. So how do I count? So you can come here. We can call this one total records. And let's get the answer here. I'll press equal to what? Count. Select the first one. So I want to count. I can either, because all these columns here, or you can call it fields, they have the same number of rows, right? All of them are all 10 rows. So I can use this one. I can use this year 2018 to do my count, right? So I can select from here to here, close my brackets, and do my count. Is what? 10. Good. Let's do that again. Counts. I can use this one to this one just to do my count. I can use any of the rows to do my count. 10. Good. I can use this serial number row to do my counts. 10. Right? And you would expect that I can use this country name too to do my counts. 0. Why? But I can see 10 countries here. Why is it that when I use here, it work? When I use this one, it work. When I use this one, it work. Why is it that when I use country, it did not work? It's telling me that I have 0 records here. And I can clearly see I have 10 rows. Who can tell me what is going on here? Why do I have 0 when I use country? Why? Who can tell me? Anybody willing to try? What is happening? I can see 10 countries here, but when I did count of the countries, it's telling me 0. Why do I have 0? Anybody wants to try? Elizabeth, I saw you first. Elizabeth, please shoot.
Because countries are in alphabet and not in numbers.
Awesome. Count only works with what? Numerical values. We can only count rows that have numbers. That is where count works best. So what if we now go to this case? Let me delete. So I want to delete this column. I'll look at it. I came to A. Can you see that this thing changed to a black downward facing arrow? I'll use it to select A, right click on A and delete. Let me even delete these other ones too. I select both of them, right click, delete. Let's say we have country. And I want to count the name of the country. Does that mean that I will not now count? Anytime you want to count a text, you use what we call what? Count A. Count A. Instead of count, we call it what? Count A. That is what you use to count text fields or columns that contain text. And if you select everything, close your brackets, voila, you have 10. So difference between count and count A. Count, you use it to count numerical fields. You use count A to count what? Text fields. Thank you very much. I'm going to go on 10. I'm going to allow us to go on 10-minute break. We'll be back in 10 minutes. So I'm not going to do anything now. When we come back, I'll do if. We'll go to page special and we'll do some of the data cleaning part of things. If you're able to get to relative referencing and absolute, I will be so happy. So we'll go on 10 minutes break and we'll be back in exactly 10 minutes. See ya.
Hello, coach.
Yeah, Justice. Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to ask, is there a fee for this training?
Oh yeah. Who's speaking?
Of course, sir.
Yeah, so this is the class 1 is free, but there's a fee. Michael will be here again. He will speak to it. So is this your first class?
Yes.
Oh, okay. We had a webinar. We did awesome presentation with Power BI, right? People that did it. I mean, with those videos alone, you can have 2 solid projects on Power BI. And that was the awareness class before we started today. So there's a fee to it. And before the end of the class, please, I'll bring it up. And
Okay. So what are we really learning? Is this just Power BI or Power BI and SQL?
so we are going to be covering Excel, Power BI, and you saw the tool that I brought up. This is the backbone of data analysis, SQL.
Yeah.
We'll be learning Excel, Power BI, and SQL. And GitHub. We'll show you how to use GitHub, how to write Markdown languages for GitHub. And we'll build portfolio websites where you will host all your projects. I built my own a long time ago. Let me see if I still have it here. This was the website I built. It's free. I built it using GitHub pages. So this is my web. This was some of the projects I did like very early. And this is one of my GitHub projects. You can see it's an SQL project that I did, and you can see all the work here. And this one I did this one is a Python project. You can see here. So you show you how to build a portfolio. This website, I built it free of charge. I built it myself. So we'll be showing you how to build a website like this to host your projects. So people can just go on your LinkedIn. For example, go to my LinkedIn, you see the link that says view portfolio. So people can just go to your LinkedIn and view your portfolio and see all the projects you've done. These are some of the Power BI projects I did. This one I did a very long time when I was still learning Power BI. A lot of people replicated this dashboard. Then it was trending on LinkedIn then. I did this dashboard. for FIFA data sets. A lot of people did it then. It was a dashboard that trended a lot back in the days. So yeah, so there's a fee.
Finish this training, can one do this same thing that you have done?
You said what?
If I
The essence
finish
of this training now.
can I be able to do what you have done there?
Yeah, that's the essence. Even with the webinar, some people are already doing something that is as fine as what I'm doing. Did you attend our webinar? This was the oh, I can't see can I even see the first one? Let me see if I can bring it up. This was the dashboard we built within 3 hours now. Not to talk of a whole project. Sure. This was okay, this was not the one we did in the webinar. This was the one we did in the webinar. We built this one under 3 hours now in the webinar. Not to now talk of a whole project this thing. We built this one, the first webinar. This one, I think it was Victoria that chose this color, if I can remember. Yeah. And we built the second one. This was within 3 hours, not now talk of a whole bootcamp. So the whole purpose is for you to be able to do data analysis. You can write SQL code. You can write SQL. You'll be able to replicate all these things. Yeah, that's the main idea. We're not learning Python. Python is advanced, so it's SQL and Power BI and Excel.
So this is the first class, right?
This is the first class.
Okay,
So the first class is free. Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you so much. So, but
yeah, so if you want to get more information, go to
it's in North America or in Nigeria.
So for North America, for UK and Nigeria, it's for UK and Nigeria, it's going to be Saturday morning like this and Sunday morning, same time on Sunday. But so that's their class 1 and class 2. But for those that are in North America, their class 2 will be on on Tuesday evening. Evening. So, but the thing is that you can join if you like, maybe whenever you are free, you can decide to join class 2 of those that are in the UK and Nigeria, or you can join class 2 of those that are in so it's very flexible. We won't say because you pay for UK, you must not join class of no, can move between anyone. In fact, if you do class 2 of UK and you still want to clear some of the concepts, you still want to understand it better, you can even come and join class 2 of those that are in North America as well. So someone said, what app did I use? I used HTML, but there's a template, right? HTML, CSS stuff, right? There's a template that you copy and paste. You now edit and put your own personal information. So the template is ready. So once you have the templates, you just edit it to fit your own information. And once you edit it to fit your own information, you can now I can show you how to put your picture there. The way I put my picture at the background, if you look at it at the top, I can show you how to put your picture there, put your own contact information, you edit everything. So there's already a space holder for contact information, your name, everything. So you can put everything there, and you can put, what's the name again? You can put, you will now host, so if you build the website is just going to be there. People cannot access it on the web. Then you will now go to, what's the name? You now go to GitHub and create the GitHub pages where you can host it so that people can open browser on their phone and they will be able to navigate to your own website. So that's how to do. So if you come here to Skill Garage, for those that didn't know about the program, come here to Skill Garage, come to home, come to programs. You see the data analysis bootcamp training. So you can click on, they have lots of programs here. So the data analysis bootcamp training is what you click on and you get all the information about payments. And I think there's also an option to pay instrumentally. So you see everything there. You can pay instrumentally the normal Skill Garage instrumental payments. And there's also an option to use Affirm or Klarna.
What's the fee?
Spread.
Because I've not opened the site. What's the fee?
It depends on where you are coming from. So the fee is in different currencies. I don't know where you are from. There's an equivalent for Naira. There's an equivalent for pounds. There's an equivalent for dollars. So if you have it here, you can see this is the fee in Canadian dollars. This is it in US dollars. This is it in pounds. So if you have, there's 3 installments you can do. You can pay this one 3 times over the course of the 3+ months. And there's also an option to pay up to 18 months with Affirm.
What about Naira? What's the amount in Naira?
So it's not here. You would reach out to Michael. We'll be able to give you the Naira for those that are attending from Nigeria. And
Okay.
yeah, so Michael is going to be here before the end of the class. He's going to be here to give you the breakdown. So, sorry, Elizabeth, is it from before? Do you have a new question? I've unmuted you anyway. Tajuddin, I've unmuted you anyway. I don't know if it's from before or you have new question. I've asked you to unmute. Okay, Elizabeth has raised. Okay, Taju too. Let me lower your hand
It
there.
was from before.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, so we are on if. I'm going to show you. Don't let me do anything here. Let me wait for you guys to get back so you can follow me. For those that are following, you'll be able to replicate what I'm doing. Yeah, let's start. We're moving straight into if statement. And so I'm just going to create a new column header by this side. And type what? let's just call it anything we want. Let's call it if statements. If statements logic. We'll just do a random stuff, right? We'll just do a random stuff. So I can click on this, click on the first one, use my shift and control to go to the end, go down and put borders. Now I want to do something that's, let's say you are a business owner in 20, or you might just ignore the countries. Okay, let's ignore the country. Let's look at it. Let's say this is the money this country made from, let's do something hypothetical. Let's say this is the money they made from tourism, right? This is what they made in 2017. This is what they made in 2018. For somebody that made 411 million in 2017 and made 419 the following year, did the person do good or bad? The person perform good? Is the performance good or is it bad? Somebody made 411, then in 2018 made 419. What would you say about the performance? Is it a good performance or is it a bad performance compared to where the person is coming from? In the chat, anybody? Yes, you're going to have this video. Definitely, you're going to have this video. So my question is, I understand you say, Rotimi said it depends. I said, look at where the person is coming from. Like, forget other conditions now. Our only condition is that relative to where the person is coming from. made 411. Now, following year, the person made 419. So is it a good performance or bad performance relative to where the person is coming from? Forget all other considerations, all other factors. For somebody that made 55,620, then made 55,465, is this a good one or bad one? So what we're trying to say is that if 2018 is better than 2017, is good. But if 2018 is worse than 2017, is bad. So I want to write something here that I want it to come such that if 2018 is better than 2017, we should have a good. But for example, in this case, if 2017 is better than 2018, we should have bad. Now, looking at this table, it's very, very easy. You can write it with your hand, good, bad. So imagine you have 1,000, you have 1 million rows. How would you write everything with hand? It's going to be stressful or even impossible. So how do you do it? How do you do it? We have something called if statement. And just like every other thing, you call it up with what? Equal sign. You say equal to, let's start from the first one. Equal to if. And you select the first one. Let me zoom in very well. So we can see clearly. Equal to if. So it's asking you, what is the logical test? Then, what is the value if it is true? If it is true. So the value if true means, if it is true, what should I say? If it is false, what should I say? So we use this if statement to check if 2018 is better than 2017. And when I say better, in this case, is 2018 bigger than 2017? So we look at the value for Aruba in 2018. Is it greater than the value for Aruba in 2017? If it is greater than it, we will say, if that is the case, if it is true, say good. But if it's not true, say what? Bad. So we now say if. We open our bracket. So what is the logical statement? We'll select this one. You now use greater than. How do you get greater than? You see on your keyboard where you press on your keyboard. I've been making hand gestures since I didn't know I had turned off my camera. So you select this one. You now say greater than. Where do you see greater than? Greater than is that full stop. You see that full stop on your keyboard. You press shift and that you already see greater than. It looks like this. You already see it on that full stop. So to get it, because if you press it like that, it's just full stop you get. So to get it, you use shift and that button. You press shift greater than. So if you press shift greater than, shift that full stop, you get greater than. So I'm saying if D2, that means whatever is in this D2, if it is greater than C2. So we are already done with that one, right? So to move to the next thing, your logical test is if this one is greater than this one. We've already put in a logical test. To move to the next thing, you press your comma. Let me go back. Before I press comma, this logical test was bolding. If I press comma, it moves towards value. That means now what you want to type, it should be for what? Value true. So what should be the value if true? I can type good like this. But for Excel, if you're going to type anything that is text, you put it in what? In quotation mark. In what? Quotation mark. Quotation mark is that mark just beside your enter button. And it's the double one we want to use. So you press shift, that button beside your enter button. So this is what it looks like. Shift, that one you type, then you close the quotes. We are done with what we want it to write if it is true. Then you put your comma again. If it is false, you type bad, use your quote again and type bad. Then you close your brackets. So I'm going to leave this on the screen for like 1 minute for you to look at what we've done before I execute the formula. So we are saying if D2 is greater than C2, comma, say, so what this logical statement of D2 being greater than C2, if it is true, what should we write? If it is true, put what? Good. If it is bad, if it is not true, put what? False. Let me show you what will happen if you don't put good and bad there. See. Can you see? So we need to put it there. So you say value if true. So you put your comma, good and bad. So this is the formula. Once you are done with this formula, you press enter. Good. Will it now make sense for us to now type the formula again? We say if this one, D3 is greater than C3, comma, say good. And if it's not good, you put your comma and you say bad. It doesn't make sense for us to now start doing one by one. Anytime you are working in Excel and you have to repeat something over and over and over again, know that there's always a better way. It's not possible. There's always a better way. So once you do the first one, how can we do is that it will intelligently apply the formula to all these ones. You do that same thing that we did here. You only need to do it once. How can we do it such that it will do it for everything here? This is how you do it. You select the first one that you've done. Select the first one. You now move your cursor to the bottom right until you change this to a black plus sign. Don't forget, it is not this plus sign that is here. It's not this one. This one is not even a plus sign. It is not this one. No. You move it to the bottom until it changes to a small black plus sign. Once it changes, you can click on it, hold it, and drag it down till you get to the end. Hold it and drag it down. It will apply all the formula here. And if you double click on any of these things, you will see that this one, for example, this one will be D5 and C5. Can you see? So this one is bad, this one is good. So instead of doing everything one by one, can you see? You're trying to look through the number. Which one number is bigger than this number? You can just use this if statement. You can now see, oh, you want to see all the countries that perform badly the following year. We can easily see that, oh, Albania and what? American Samoa. Those are the two that performed badly. So let me delete this. Even this one that I have to drag is still not making sense. Imagine you have 1 million rows. That means you now resume work in the morning. You resume your work. You write just one if statement till closing time. You still be dragging. You drag from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. because you have 4 million. We have about 1 million rows. You now be dragging, and that's what you did for the whole day. No, now they will soon sack the person. That's not an efficient use of time. So you still can't do this thing for a whole business day. No. So anytime you do it like this, and you have a lot of rows, very, very simple. That button that you see here, when it changes to that black cross, instead of you dragging it, just double click. Double click means tap it fast twice. It will go down. Even if you have 1 million rows, it will go down. Apply it for all the 1 million rows. I'll do that again. So once you enter your formula here, go to the bottom right. When it changes to a plus sign, make sure you're on that bottom right. When it changes to a plus sign, just double click. You see, it apply all the formulas to you directly. That's how to work smartly with Excel. That is the if statement. If you have any question on if statement, please raise your hand. I'll gladly take them before we move to Paste Special. Any question, please raise your hand. I'm going to give count down to 10. If there are no questions, I'll move to Paste Special. Like we have about 1 hour more, so hopefully I'll be able to move to mixed referencing and the other one. So we've actually covered a lot today. I'm glad about that. Okay, no questions. So let's move to Paste Special. So in your free time, please do this if statement Let's see. Let's move to paste special. Paste special is there. Sometimes you'll be working with data, right? And for example, they've designed the templates for me in my organization that we'll use for maybe an Excel table. I want to go and copy this. Let's say this is the template. I want to copy this number here. I want this number to be here. I want this number to be here. How did they get this number? It's just this 2 times 10, 20, 4 times 10, 40. Don't worry about the formula. I'm going to show you how to do all these things later. Right? Yes, you're going to have access to the recording of the class. So 2 and 10. So I want to copy just this result. I want to copy it here. How do you do copy? Select everything you want to copy, right? Control C. Control C is for copy. And if you don't know how to do Control C, if you select everything, right click, and you see copy, right? And come to where you want to paste it. Click on the first line, right click, and click what? Paste. So look at it. When I pasted it, I copied it. And I came to paste. It's giving me dash, dash, dash. Why? It copied everything and the formula that was used there. The formula that was used here is what? 2 times 10, 20. So it's not saying the same way you did these two. This 2 is what? C10. This 10 is what? D9. So it's not doing F10 times G9. Can you see? G9 times F10. But because there's nothing in F10, so it's giving me dash that there's nothing there. But I will need this number. Let me do Control Z so it goes up. I need just this number. I don't want it to come and paste this color. I don't like this ugly color. I want to maintain this, my pink here. I want to maintain this color here. I want it here. Is this even pink or peach? Whatever it is. So I want to maintain the same color here. I want to maintain this color, but I just need the numbers. How can I do it? So we use something called paste special. So you copy here. You can right click and copy, or you can use your Control C. Come to where you want to paste it. Just come to the first cell there and right click. Just under this, you see what's called paste special. Click on it. Click on it. It's now asking you, what do you want to paste? Do you want to paste everything? That's by default. No. Do you want to paste just the formula? No. Do you want to paste just the value? Yes, we want to paste only the value. So I'll click on these values and press enter. Can you see that it has pasted only the values for us? It's maintaining the format of this destination and copying the values from here. That is how to use paste special. So to do everything on your own, right? You can come here. Come here, right click, and click on paste special to see all the options. But most times, what you want to do, what we use the most, usually paste values, paste formulas, paste formats. Those are the things we do most when we want to use paste special. So they put those frequently used items. They did a shortcut for us. So you can copy this, Control C, come to the row where you want to paste the first one. Can you see this option that says paste here? Stop selecting this option. And immediately I select this, can you see it's showing me how it will be here? Look at this background. Or let me put it here so you see it. Look at it. It's showing me how it will look like. But instead of going to paste special and selecting values, this 1, 2, 3 that you have here is the same thing as what? Values. And immediately you hover your mouse on it, you see what? Values. V. So you can just come here and click on what? 1, 2, 3 here to paste only the values. If you want to paste only formulas, is this one that has effects. If you want to paste only the painting, the formats, you select this one that has this paintbrush by the side. So what you want to paste is only the values. You can select this 1, 2, 3, or you can go to paste special and select values. So I'll just select this 1, 2, 3 here, and that's all. Now, the same way, this one says it wants to test our knowledge, right? This time around, we want to paste only the format. We don't want number. I just want to, I like the color that they used here. I want to pick the same color here. I don't want the number. I don't want the formula. I don't want anything. Just the color that I want. How do I do that? I can select everything here. Right click on it to click copy, or just use your Ctrl C to copy. Then right click on where you want to go. So you can click on paste special and select what? Format, and press OK. The format will come. Let me Ctrl Z that. Or you can, while selecting everything, make sure. So for you to know I selected, can you see when I do Ctrl C, for me to know that this thing has been copied, is waiting to be pasted, you see this green line moving around. If I press the escape key is the button, on the top right of your top left of your keyboard. That's the escape button. If I press this escape button, it's going to stop. That means not even if I come here, can you see that there's nothing to paste? But if I go back and select it, once that green line is moving, it means this thing has been copied, is waiting to be pasted. If I right click, you can see that the paste option is here. So if I want to paste only the format here, instead of going all the way to paste special, I can just come to this one, this option that has this paintbrush here, and click on it. And you see I've borrowed the color from here and I've put the color here. That's how to copy and paste only formats. Good. How do you paste formulas? Now, I don't want this color. I just want whatever formula they used here. I want it to apply the same formula here. But don't bring your color, don't bring anything. I just need only your formula. Simple. You copy this one. Right click on where you want. You can go to paste special and select formulas and press OK. Can you see immediately the formula they use here is whatever you have here times whatever you have here. So this one is 2 times 10, give us 20. So it's not applying the formula to this one, but this time around, this one is 20 times 10 to give us 200. So it's applying the same formula. Can you see? But because the values here are different, of course, the formula is only what we copied. So apply the same formula here. 20 times 10 is 200. 40 times 10 is 400. And instead of going all the way to paste special, you can right click. Instead of clicking on that paste special, you can see this one that has FX. Click on it. It's the same thing as what? It's the shortcut for formulas. Good. One more that I'll show you is what is called transpose. Look at January, February, March, April, May. I want January to be here, February to be here, March to be here, April to be here, May to be here. I can come here, copy, paste, copy, paste. Can be doing this one by one, but it's stressful. Always imagine you have 1 million rows to deal with. The first thing is anytime I'm working in exam, I'm doing something manually. First question I ask myself is, what if there are 1 million rows? That means this thing, there's a shortcut. There's a better way. So that, and sometimes I'll go on Google, but now ChatGPT has made it easier. So I can just go on ChatGPT. How can I achieve this? I'll describe the problem. How can I achieve this? Then ChatGPT will tell me what to do. So how can I do this? I want to copy this thing. I want to paste it, but instead of it coming straight, because if I copy it now, if I paste it here, see what it's doing. That is not what I want. I want it to paste it all across here. So after copying it, can you see this green line moving? It's showing me that it's copied, right? It's showing me that it's copied. Let me zoom in a little. So after highlighting it and pressing Ctrl C to copy it, I'll come to the first cell. You can come to paste special. And you see this option that says transpose. I can click on this. I'll say, I want only these values, right? I want these values. I want these values. So I can say, I want only these values. I'll just, if you don't want to do any other formatting, just click on this transpose and click OK. Can you see that this January, February, everything matches here? But let's say I still want it to retain this pink, but I want it to be transposed. I can copy it, right click, come to space special. I'll say, give me only the values, right? I want only the values. And this time around, After I put the values, I want it in a transposed manner, right? And click OK. So it's going to give me only the values and transpose it for me. And the shortcuts to do transpose, instead of going to paste special, instead of going all the way to paste special, I can copy it, right click. You see this, you look at this icon, just after the formula one, there's this icon that looks like a bent arrow, right? If you click on it, it's the same thing as transpose. If you hover your mouse around it, you see that it's transposed, right? If you click on it, it's going to transpose it for you. So this is how to copy and paste different based on different requirements, right? That's how to copy and paste. Any questions before we move to data cleaning? Any question before we move to data cleaning? If there are no questions, I'll move to data cleaning.
The other one for the transpose, the other one use your mouse.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
The transpose. Can you repeat it?
So you copy it, like I said, select where you want to paste. And this first option that looks like a bent arrow, this fourth option here is what you select. Then it's pasted here. That's all. And if you want to go all the way, you want to use paste special, copy it. Click on that first box where you want to paste it. Click on paste special. Let's say we want to add more things to it. You could say, okay, copy only the values, but make sure it's transposed. Make sure you click on this transpose and click OK. So you have the transposed here. Yeah. Good. So yeah, let's do this data cleaning. Let me see. So your manager is giving you a table. This is the table you received from them. And they just put this data, maybe it was from a survey, they put this data and some people entered some unprintable characters, things like this. So this clean function works for what? Unprintable characters. If I print this thing now it's like, for example, if you know how to use all this document converter, for example, an example is I love PDF. I use it to convert PDF to Word documents, PDF to PowerPoint, PowerPoint to PDF, depending on whatever the use case is. Sometimes you get all these unprintable characters and you want to take them out. I want to copy this thing, but I don't want this. Let me zoom in so you can see. I don't want all this nonsense square brackets that are showing here. I don't want it there. How can I clean up this data? Very simple. Let me zoom out so we can have everything in one go. So I can come here. There's a function called clean. There's a function called clean. And to call up any function, what do we always start with? Don't forget, we always start with what? The equal sign, right? So you type the equal sign and you type clean. Immediately it comes up, double click on it. What do you want to clean? I want to clean this. Close the brackets. Press Enter. Can you see it has automatically removed that black thing? And since we've applied it here, I want it to apply it for the remaining. Very simple. We just come to the bottom right and drag it down. Automatically apply it to everything. So imagine you have 1 million rows and your job is, you're a data entry person and you have to be cleaning this one by one. That is how Excel can simplify everything that you've done. So we can do it this way and you clean up the data. So you have this data. Oh, this is the money we made for each department. Can you give us the total sum? Can you let us know what all the departments made? And they now give you this thing. I'll be like, okay, let me press sum. Then come to equal to sum. right? We want to calculate the sum. Sorry. So you come here, equal to sum. Yes, you'll be like, oh, I now know how to calculate this in a taught me sum. We type sum. Now come to this one that I will just select from C40 to C44. Yes. Close the brackets. Manage as magic. You press enter. Got 0. What's happening? Why am I getting 0? Then you go back to sum. You did it again. You got the answer. Back here. It's the same principle. Why is it not working? So sometimes you have these unprintable characters here, and Excel will not be smart enough to see this thing as a number. Be like, oh, unprintable character. Awesome. So what do? You first come here and bring out your broom. As usual, press equal to and type clean. Select the first one. Close your brackets, enter. Clean. Drag it down. Super clean. Come here. Sum. Then you show that your skill. Come here. Close your brackets. Ah. I'm still getting 0. I thought it was going to be like, voila. I was like, I was going to say, here you go. But this thing messed me up. 0. So let's troubleshoot. What's happening? Why do we have 0? Something is still wrong. Still 0. So in cases like this, when you have 0, let's do it. Select. So can you see how this nonsense unprintable character messed up the destination that I'm still even getting 0? So let's do this. Select it. Come to, for you to know that is this destination that is messing up. Let's come here. Let's even confirm. Let's come here and do it randomly here. Sum. And select it. Okay, still 0. So let's treat the data. Select the data here. Can you see this place that says general? Come here. Change it to what? Change it to number. Right? It's now number. Now let's try again. I want to say tada, but I'm afraid it will still, if you can't give me 0 again, it's very embarrassing. So let me just respect myself. And press close. It's still giving us 0. Something is wrong with the formatting. I wonder where I downloaded this set from. Oh, so you see the problem I'm facing. Like, I'm facing this problem now. It's not like it's intentional. I'm facing the problem. I don't know what to do. But immediately, from experience, I already know what to do. That, oh, something is wrong. Let me show you what to do. So whenever you get something like this, that it's like it's not witchcraft now. This thing is number. I'm adding it. I already changed it to number. It's still not working. What is happening? What you can do? You can copy it. Control C. If you want to remove any formatting, any logic from anything, right? You will come and paste only value. Remember that paste special that we did? So can you see like real problem? It's been long I use this particular file, right? And look at the way it's giving me. This is pure analysis problem that I can face at work. So how do I solve it? I've tried it. I changed it to number. It did not work. Thank God we are even facing this. So it's real scenario, real life scenario, right? So I've changed this to number. It's not working. Come here and copy it. You can copy it and paste it on this original place, or maybe paste it to a new destination, wherever you want. But let's paste it on this original place since this is the templates they want our answer to be. So I can right click here. I've copied it. So which one am I using? This one, first one, second one, third one, to paste only the values. Put it in the chat. Which one am I using? First, second, or third? First, second, or third? First, second, or third? Yeah, first, second, or third. I don't want 2 second. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So now we pasted it, only values. Now, I don't care. I'll say tada. I'm going to say, here we go. It cannot mess me up again. Some select everything. The manager come and see. This is funny. Okay, we pasted only the numbers now. Let me copy it up. I've so much used this exam, I've messed up the value. Let's paste it here on a separate thing. And let's do sum. Still 0. So what's wrong with these digits? But let's see. Something is wrong with the Excel file, but let's see. 121, 211. I just want to troubleshoot. Let's see what's wrong with it. 226, 321, 111243, 224, 334. And the last one is 145532. So, okay, this is already picking up the format of the first one. Let me see. Okay. Let me just see. Okay, this works. So let me pick up this format here. Format Painter. Format Painter. Let's just see. I'm just trying to troubleshoot. So this is still 0. That means this is not working yet. That means this one is not working yet. So let's do this one. Oh, it's not even see. Automatically, it's not even picking this. Yeah, I get what you are saying, outage, but we don't want to pick. We want to do basic stuff, right? We want to do basic stuff and not show something complicated. So this is a cleaned data set. So I probably have messed up with the destination, this thing here, but it should still. Let's see. So if you copy this, whatever format this thing is in, let's copy it here, and let's paste. Let's paste here. So still bringing in that value. Is special. So Excel is not as intuitive, Ibrahim. It won't give you. It will just give you. Can you see? We got 0. It's not as if we got an error message, right? We got 0, so it's not giving you that. So if we paste only values here, which is what I've done, we pasted only values, right? So normally, when I do, there's this shortcut I do, or when I do sum to show sum of everything. But can you see it's not picking up this value? So I will work on the Excel file and see what could be wrong with it. I'll work on the Excel file. Let me see. Let me try this thing again. Let me try 1 2 1 2 1 1. If it doesn't work, we'll just move to the next one. But let's see. Let me take this format and apply it here. The format is applied. Number stored as text. Convert to number. I see. But even though number is stored as text, you should be able to convert it to number here. Let's see so let's do it over again. I've seen what's wrong with it. We'll solve it now, but I just want us to see what's wrong. Let's say plain. Let me quickly do that again. Yeah, so currently the number is stored as text. Ideally, this is what I would do, right? 1 2 1 2 1. So if I didn't do what I did now, I won't find this out, right? So I copy this because this is currently a formula. I copied and pasted this. I used values, paste formats. Now after pasting the values, no, I'll do it again. I just want to troubleshoot it and see. Normally, I'll come to number format, change it to number here, or even go to number format here. Come to number, maybe pick any of these numbers, anyone we want here, right? And click on OK. Yeah, but it's still not working. It's not overriding the function. It's because of, so this thing is like a programming, because when you do some of this programming stuff, you see some of these symbols coming in, especially when you get all this error message from maybe trying to convert a very old file. You get some of this, I get it a lot when I'm converting a PDF, a snap PDF, a snap picture that was converted to PDF. I want to convert it to Word. You get some of these unprintable characters. So it's not, this format cannot overwrite it. So what I noticed now, I've not seen it before now. I'm just seeing it. What I noticed before now. Can you see this caution sign that is beside it? Yes, can you see this caution sign beside it? There's a drop down on it. I clicked on it. And see what it showed me. Number stored as text. And right under it, there's something called convert to number. I converted this to number, right? So, and let me see. I converted this to number. So maybe I will have to do it for, let's see if I can do it for everything in one shot. So I've selected everything. Click on that drop down, convert to number. Now we've converted this to number. Let's now try sum and see. Now I don't want to brag again. Let me just calm down and wait for it. Finally, you've gotten our answer. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to show you again. This is awesome. So let me zoom in and show you guys again. So equal to, right? We start with clean. This one, we clean it. Once we press this one, press clean. That clean is say, what should I clean? Clean whatever is in B40, right? Enter. Once you enter it, come to that button, that square shape at the bottom right, drag it down to apply that same clean for everything. All our data is clean. And normally I would just say sum that, oh, I now learn how to sum. I'll close this and press enter. But something is wrong. I can see the numbers. I'm getting 0. What's wrong? Okay, I have advanced knowledge. Let me select everything. Oh, it's in general. Let me come here, change it to number. Okay, I thought I've changed it to number. Let me do the sum. Sum everything. Close the bracket. And it's still not working. What's wrong? Oh, then we discover that if you select everything, right? You select everything. Select everything. We did copy it, right? You know, we changed it to number, it's still not working. So copy it, right? Still right click on the same cell that I want to paste it in that same angle. Change it to that values only, the second option. Change it to values only. Immediately you change it to values only. Let's go and do sum. We change it to values, it should work now. Cover it. It's still not working. Something is wrong. So if you select everything, you can select one, you will see it, but if you change it, it's going to apply to just one. So it's better you select everything. Can you see this error message? It's telling you it's because this thing was gotten from it's not even an original text. It's a code error that even Excel cannot work with it in the normal sense. Normally, if I have this number here, 234, 234, right? If I have this number here, 234, and I change it to general, and this one is, even if it's general, right? This one too, I change it to general. Even if it's general, I can still sum it, right? I can still sum it. It's going to work. But that one is not working. The number is not even stored as general. And there's nothing like text here. Can you see? Okay, look at this one. 234. 23, this one. Now let's change it to that text here. Text is now at the front. Let's see, sum. Sum these two. See, it's still even working. But the fact that I changed this to text, look at it, it's text. It's still working. And this one, if I click on it, it's showing me as number. It's not even showing me that it is text. So how can I know? It's because this thing that I copied here is not a typical text value, a string value, is a code error. This unprintable character that's in between. Can you see that even if you double click on this, you cannot copy? Can you see that thing has disappeared? Cannot even copy it. See here, see this one now. See it. See here, so it's behaving erratically. It's not a real text value. So based on that, Excel has made an advanced function for you to overwrite whatever the code is doing. So if you select it, look at this caution button. Make sure you select everything before you do it. So it will apply everything once and for all. or else you now start doing it one by one, which we don't want. Okay, so you select everything, click on that caution button. It said number stored as text. What do? Convert it to number. You want to overwrite whatever that function is doing. Convert to number. We converted this to number. Now it's now appearing. Normally in Excel, Excel stores text to the left, stores number to the right. Look at it. If I type ABC here now, it's on the right. If I type 1, 2, 3, it's on the left. So Excel stores numbers. 1, 2, 3 is to the left. This one is to the right. So Excel stores number to the right. So by converting it to number, we can automatically say, oh, this thing is now a number. And as usual, we do our sum of what? Everything here. So these are problems we face when we are working as analysts. I told you that cleaning data is the most stressful part. And the funny thing is that you just have to find a way, troubleshoot. But the thing is that if you face the problem once, if you see the problem again in the future, it's going to be easier for you when you're approaching it. Victoria, I'm going to ask you to unmute. I can see your hands up.
Thank you, Coach. So I've got 2 questions, and I hope it's okay if I can take you back a bit. Can
Yes, go ahead.
you scroll up to the problem 1A? Now, where we clean the product and we have that cell B27. So I was following along and I tried something just like you taught us now. I clicked after applying the clean and right at the bottom right, the black plus sign comes. I double click. Let's try this together. You notice when I double click, it didn't return all the values for me as it would have done when you did the last one. What could be the issue here? Can you try that?
So when you did this,
Equals to clean, and then B13, enter. Okay, now imagine I have a long list and I don't want to keep dragging.
So I had to drag it before it worked, right? You couldn't double click for it to work.
Exactly.
So when you are working with text like this, you get all these problems with Excel. So you get all this problem with Excel, the way Excel handles it. So Excel is not designed to undo most of this stuff, right? So that's why it is very, very difficult to undo. Can you say how difficult it was for us to get how to even sum it up then? But let's say this. If you double click on this. So let's try a trick. Copy, paste, right? Let's try a trick. Let me paste it here. I'll put it into the table. Let's see. There are no filters applied. Still not, let's try it. So whenever you want to troubleshoot like that, what you can do again, try a different destination and see what could be wrong. And thanks for bringing it up. I just dragged it because it's a small data set. Let's see, clean this one up. This one, let's see. So it's not working. Okay. Let's try something else. I think I might know, but let's see. Let's paste this one here. Let's paste only the formats and say cleaned. Come in. Let's try this way. Goes to clean of this one. So it goes to clean of this one. Okay. So what's wrong, right? I told you you try with troubleshoots. You see, they are not beside each other. Excel does not see this as a table that has a beginning and an end. But when I put it by the side, it could compare that, oh, the beginning of this thing is this. This is referring to this. This is the end. This is where it stops. So Excel does not see this one as the beginning to the end. And as I'm double clicking, it's not working. So it's just standing, just like something. For example, when I did it, it will make more sense to you now if I do like this. Clean. See, I want to double click. If I double click, this thing should apply this thing from where to where? Where should it stop? Does it make more sense to you seeing it in this way? Like, where should I start from? Where should I stop? There's no end. Is it inferred based on this? Should I consider only this thing, or should I consider all the other spaces under it? Should I keep going to the end of this page? So Excel cannot relate that this thing is the table. So when you have problems like this, the clean version, most of the time anyway, you usually have data set in this way. So let's say this is what you want to clean. Let's say you want to clean months. You want to clean month's name, for example. Let me just clear it, put the space in between, and say this one cleaned. I'll zoom in now so you can see. So whenever you want to do something like this, you always claim, you can't claim under a table. You usually claim on maybe on the next row or a subsequent or a previous row. That's how you do it. So maybe you have the error prone one here and you want to have a clean version on the side. So this one can relate that, oh, this is relating to this. So the next one will be relating to this. And wherever this ends is where this should end. So Excel will be smart enough to figure it out in this case. So Excel is smart, but sometimes it's not like completely smart. So you understand?
Awesome.
So cases like this, you can just find a way.
I'll practice that. But then my second question, or more like an observation. I know I'm learning so much from you, you're the coach here, but I'm just curious as to how if you go slightly down, the troubleshooting we just did brought up some memories from one of the experience I had with data sets when I was trying to do the lookup, and it almost messed me up at that time. So here's what I did. I'm not sure if it can help explain the logic, or maybe I was just trying to do, on the tab where you have data, after home, formula, then data, right? Formula, then data. Then you go to text to columns, right? You know how we were trying to
you want to split based on delimiters,
Voila. So if you go to just where you have text to columns, you know how we struggled with that cell not giving us all the sum. I did the same thing, troubleshooting along with you. So let's try it together. I want to understand if I just, happenstance stumbled on it, or if there's a logic behind that.
Okay, right? Let's go ahead. So you want data,
text to columns.
So come to text to column. Sorry, let's put it here. Select it, come to text to column. So that's actually what we're supposed to do.
So
in this sorry, just a second. So in this left and right, you're supposed to try text to column here as well. So but we'll get there.
Great.
So if you select this one, come to text to column, and
so I did next, and then I put in a comma. I chose the comma option, right? Comma. At then I went to next, and then I went to finish. No, I didn't go straight from this. I went on the column you created after you had cleaned it, and it did not give us the sum. So maybe you want to do that instead, not the initial data. You know, the one that had that little green
so you want to put it here. Then let's say here, I will click on finish.
But let's back up a bit. You know how on the field B, we worked from that and cleaned it until we got to field C, and we had at the top left.
I get.
Voila. Top left, there was a green banner there giving us a bit of a caution that we couldn't even add or do any summation on. Voila. How do we get undo to get back to that part?
Let's just do everything here. This is how we got there.
Okay.
So this format is copy and paste 1, 2, 3.
Yes, from this point is exactly where I started, and I went on to data, text to column, picked the option for comma, and then finish. Did you pick the option for column, for comma?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying, and it's a fantastic approach. Text to column is used to split based on the delimiter. It worked in this case, right? It worked in this case, but let's say we have we had a delimiter that is not a comma or something else, it might not work. You understand? It might not work. So delimiter means what is separating the, let's say you have ABC, comma, this. You have something like this, comma, this. So you want to separate this thing. That anywhere you see comma, split them. So this one didn't actually have a comma, but for some weird reasons it worked. I really don't
That's
know
what
why
I'm
it
sure.
worked.
Yeah,
So
that's how I want to know if it was maybe a bit of happenstance or there is a
it's
logic to it.
possible. So whenever you have something like that, you try it in different scenarios to see that, oh, is this in a law or did it just happen? So you can try different scenarios. Try whenever you have cleaning methods, cleaning issues like that, you can try. And if it keeps working for you, and you can make it a law that, oh, whenever I have this works. But anyway, it's a good approach as well. So
Thank
makes
you.
sense. Okay, so we finished clean, right? And we are supposed to get to trim. Trim is very simple, just like clean. Sometimes you have things like this. See, this look good. Let's say this is here. Something like this. Yeah, it makes more sense there. So you can click on the first one, click spaces, and sometimes you want to have your data well aligned. You want it to have, like, sometimes you see people enter something, they put space in front, and look at it for you to know. There's a formula called length. Let me do something here. Let me do something simple. ABC. How many characters do you think are here? How many characters are here? Like, how many characters are here? How many characters are in this cell? In the chart, 3, right? And you can do, there's a formula called len, L-E-N, right? L-E-N. You want to find the length of a text field. Shows you 3. But look at this one. Space, A, B, C, space, right? Let's find how many characters are here. So let's do len. Len is used to find the length of a text. And it's 10. So that sometimes we have data set. You want to know how many character longs, you want to know the length, how many character long are the values here, right? You want to know the length of some of these values. If you don't properly remove the trailing is the one behind, and leading is the one that comes after, right? The one before is trailing, the one after is leading. So, I mean, am I mixing it? This is leading, this is trailing. So you have to remove leading and trailing spaces to get the accurate length of strings. So this is a use case. This is an example. If you're trying to know how many strings are here, what is the length of this character? You got it accurately here, but when we have leading and trailing spaces, can you see? It's going to bloat your results. You're not going to get the accurate figures. So this is what you do. In this case, there's a function to clean up leading and trailing spaces. The name of the function is called what? Trim. T-R-I-M. Trim. Select the first one, click on it, press enter. And if you drag it down, yeah, the same thing is applying here, but you can just drag it, and since it's a small data set, if not, in cases like this, you just create a new column by the side and do it. So if you drag it down, just a second, please give me a second. I'll be with you shortly. Sorry for the short break. Yeah, so you can see, let me quickly do that again. So the name of the formula is called trim, equal to T-R-I-M, trim, right? And you select what you want to trim, close the brackets, just the same way we selected for clean, press enter, then you can drag it down. It's going to apply the same trim for everything that you have here. Removes all, even this one that have excess spaces in the middle, changes it to 1, and it does it for you. So this one, if you look at the length, let's say we're trying to calculate length here of this one, and we drag it down, right? See, this one is 49 characters because of all the extra spaces. But if you look at the length of this one, right? If you look at the length of this one, you drag it down, can you see the actual character length is supposed to be 30? So can you see how leading and trailing spaces can bloat your figure? So when you're doing analysis, for maybe text analytics, for example, you need some of this stream properly clean up your data so you don't have leading and trailing spaces. So this one is the short one. It's called substitute. You have your data already. They've given you the data. They've given you this template. But instead of 2013 and 2014, you want to substitute 2013 for 2014, right? You want to substitute 2013 for 2015, and you want to replace 2014 with what? 2016, just like they did 13 and 14. You want to do 15 and 16. So you can come to sum. You can come to substitutes and come to this substitute. Oh, sorry, make it bigger. Was this other one big enough? Oh, okay, this other one was big enough. I thought I had messed it up before. Sorry, just a second. Let me put all these things here so I can easily see. Yeah. I'm trying to arrange the screen properly. Just a second. So you guys can try, those of you that have this, you can quickly try this stream and the clean if you have it here. Let me just arrange all those things and do the substitute for you. Okay. So we can have our substitutes versus. Well, I don't want to do anything advanced. I don't want to do nested functions for substitute now. I'm just going to do it now. What do you want to substitute? I want to substitute this one. Look at this one. Select it. So what do I want to substitute? I want to substitute this one. What do I want to change? I want to change. Can you see the text? It says substitute. Text. What is the text you want to substitute? What is the old one you want to remove? What is the new one you want to put? So I'll say substitute this thing here. Remove 2013, comma. So what's the new text? I want you to put what? 2015, right? Once you do that, can you see quarter 1, 2015? So you can drag it down. So can you see it only changed the 2013 to 20 it only changed the 2013 to what? 2015. The 2014, nothing happened to it. So we can also do it here. I will show you there's an advanced one we can use, but I will show it later. I've not gone into nested functions, so I don't want to confuse you, but I'll show you how that is possible. So this one, you say substitute what? 2014 and change it to what? 2016, right? And if you drag it down for all the 14s, you can get it here. So that's how to substitute in case you have lots of values. And another thing but normally I don't use this substitute. This is what I do. I will copy this thing here, right? I don't use substitutes. This is what I use. So this is what I would do. I will now select this thing here. I'll use Control H, call find and replace, right? You say, what do you want to find? I'll say find 2013. Replace it with what? 2015. I'll press replace all. Tell me I've done 4 replacements easily. And while still selecting it, I'll also say find 2014. Replace it with what? 2016. So this is how naturally I would approach it. I would not use substitute. I will use replace instead. So let me quickly show you replace again. How to use replace. In fact, I would prefer you use replace. Substitute is a long thing. So once you copy and paste it here first, select everything. Make sure you select everything. You don't want to replace all the things that are here. This is only the place we want the replacements to be done. So you select where you want the replacement to be done. Press Control H. You see this thing that says find and replace. So you say find 2013, find 2013. Anytime you see anywhere you see 2013, replace it with what's 2015. Say replace all. See, all done. We made 4 replacements. Awesome. Then change that 2013 to 2014. Say find 2014, replace it with what's 2016, and say replace all. Here's what we made 4 replacements. So 4 replacements have been done. Awesome. So we get to left and right. This left and right, I don't use it. So I'm going to show you how left and right is done, but I'm not going to waste your time. There's no need. It's not like somebody knowing how to drive manual, right? You're learning how to drive a manual vehicle. There's already automatic. We don't have to go back to start learning manual because that's the way the people before us learned it. There's no need. If there are better ways to do it, that will show you the better way. So let me delete this one first. Let me delete this one. I will copy this one here. Where's this? I'll show you the add method, and I'll show you the other method. Okay, let's clean this up. Let me clean this up as well. So those of you that have the data sets, clean it up, clean up ID, clean up staff name, clean it up, and clean up whatever you have here. So you have a data set, right? Your manager is giving you this data. He wants to have the ID and the names of everybody. They want to store it in a new location, right? And you've been tasked to clean up this data. There are times you get messy data like this. You want 001 for ID, and you want the name separately. How do you achieve this? Now, normally this is how we do it. I want to say extract this text, extract the first, remove the first 3 characters. If you can remove these first 3 characters, that's the ID, right? That's the ID. The first 3 characters is what is the ID. And it's very, very simple. So these first 3 characters, they are what? They are to the left. I can extract the first 3 characters to the left to get what my ID is. So it's very simple. I can just come here, equal to what, and type left. Once you type left, left to tell you, ask you for 2 things. What do you want to extract from the left? Which text what are you looking at? I'll say I'm looking at this 001 Zainab. I'll put my character. It's now saying, okay, I'll be coming from the left. How many characters from the left do you want me to extract? We only need the ID, right? 001. Just 3 characters. Then you press your comma. And you press 001. Right? You press 001. Let me copy and paste this one also to the side here so we can. I want to show you something later. So immediately we did it for the first one, 001. As usual, right? Just drag. It will automatically pick 002, 003, 004, 005, 006. Now, somebody raise your hand and unmute. Tell me how I can do the same thing. If I want to remove only Zainab. So I don't know who I saw first. I think I saw Elizabeth first. Elizabeth, please take it away.
Okay. So you are going to start with your equal sign. So equals
Yes.
right.
Right.
Then you highlight A6, comma. And Zainab is a 6-letter word, so 6.
6.
And enter.
Awesome. So the next thing is to drag it, right? Look at for Jacob. Now works for Naruto, works for Sasuke, but Jacob does not work because Jacob is 4 letters. So after extracting Jacob, it's still extracted one more. Rahim is 6 letters, so it works. Michael is 7 letters, so after extracting 6 letters, it stopped working. And you see that it's not, the approach is not correct. So the way we can do it is that, you see this formula that we have here, right? This formula that we have here. We know how many we know that this thing, the items we don't want here, how many are they? Right? How many are the items we don't want here? No, I want Elizabeth to go ahead and walk us through. Look at all these names. How many for us to have only the staff name? How many items do we want to remove?
3.
3 items, right?
Yes.
We want to remove these 3 items, and we wanted to remove these 3 items to the right. To these 3 items, we wanted to remove these 3 items and give us whatever is left. So how can we tell Excel that, oh, for this one, we want only 6. For this one, we want 7. For this one, we want only 6. For this one, we want 5. See how the way I'll be thinking about it logically. This one, how many characters are there in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this one, if you can give me 9 minus 3, that is what I need. Because for the right is telling me what do you want to extract and how many characters you want to extract. So for this one, it should be 6, right? For this Michael, it should be what? It should be 7, right? So it will give us Michael. But we cannot be finding it, doing the calculation one by one like this on our own. How can we dynamically, how can we do that? Excel will dynamically give us the answer. So this one, we know that the total length of this one is what? 9. And if you do 9 minus this 3, we'll be fine. This one, we know the total length is what? Is 10. And if we can do 10 minus 3, we get what? 7. So how can we do it that? How can we find this total length and be minusing 3 from it? So that we just put that thing here instead of putting 6. Sure you understand? How can we do it? What can we use to find total length? Do you remember that thing? There's a formula I use that time to find length of characters.
Equals len.
Equals to len. So if I come here and say equal len and this one, right? Len will give me the character. If I drag it down, So for the first one is 9, for the next one is 10, right? So len can give me length of characters. Good. And what should I, so that len is 9, right? So if I do that len of whatever gave me that formula, if I minus 3 from it, it will give us whatever is the appropriate number in this case. Now come and see how we will complicate Excel small. Let me delete it here. So let's start again. So write is asking for, what do you want to extract? I want to extract this. So don't panic. It is new. It is a new thing. So you don't panic that, oh, I don't know this thing. I don't know this thing. Don't panic, right? It's new. It's new. So if you don't know, if you are seeing something for the first time, it might be strange. So this is what we want to extract. You put your comma. Now instead of us to type the number of characters, that's 6. Then when we get to the next one, we say 7. No, we want dynamically see it. So this is what we will do, right? This is what we will do. And this is where we'll stop. We'll do this one and we'll stop. So this is what we'll do. You say length. Length of what? Length of this one again, comma. And from this length of this one, we want to minus how many characters from it. So length of that thing minus 3. Right? Then we'll close our brackets. So let me look at the formula on the board. Right takes in 2 arguments. What you want to extract, which is this cell. How many things do you want to extract from it? Normally, we would have just said 6 because they not be 6 letters. But for the next one, we now need to say 7. For Jacob, we need to say 5. Instead of saying it, we now say the number of characters we want to extract is the length of the whole cell minus these 3 characters in front, right? So if you do it that way, look at the formula and you press enter. Then up, and if I scroll down, and you see dynamically, it's going to give us all the correct answers. So I'm going to leave the formula on the board. It's new. So don't be like, hey, they have started though. How will I let you know? So you need to look at it and learn. And you need to, this thing that you have seen now, I'm telling you the truth, you've not seen it before. You feel like you know it. Now, when I finish the class, don't look at the video, the YouTube video yet. Try to do it on your own. You see that you not remember. You can't, what's my business with A6 on a normal day? These are not things I face on a normal day, so I cannot remember. Is when you now work with it. That is the only time you remember. Sometimes, do you know sometimes I don't remember these things? Hence, when I wanted to start, I was copying the formula somewhere to remind myself. Sometimes I forget, right? Sometimes I forget. So it's not like you must know these things. It's needs basis. Sometimes when I need it, sometimes I'll just go on Google. Oh, I have this kind of thing. How do I do it? So there's no need to cram anything. And you don't be ashamed. I use ChatGPT a lot in my work. And I'm very good at my job. My manager was telling me that, oh, he was using me to brag that he has a good reputation of employing quality people. That he wants to thank me for keeping the legend, for continuing the legend, right? It's a good compliment. The thing is, I'm good at my job, but I use ChatGPT to do a lot of things. So you don't need to cram. You don't need to prove to anybody, right? You need to prove. So I cram. So to them, I'm very good. But I use ChatGPT like mad. I have ChatGPT Premium. I have ChatGPT Premium. So I use ChatGPT. It makes me good at my work. Sometimes I have job Monday to Friday, right? Michael will teach you guys Agile and Scrum. So you see what you understand what I'm saying by sprint planning and everything. Sprint meeting is where we talk about what we want to do, what we've done, what we are doing, what we've done, what we are doing, and what we want to do. That we do it every day. It's usually for 15 minutes. They call it daily stand-up, right? They call it daily stand-up or Scrum meeting, right? So we call it daily Scrum. Some people call it daily stand-up. Daily Scrum is what we call it in our place. So do you know what I do? Sometimes I finish my work for the whole week. I finish it on Monday. I will not now deliver everything at once. I will now, maybe the work is worth 10 story points. Story points is how complex the work is, right? Maybe the work is worth 10 story points. I'll now be delivering it small. That, oh, this is what I did yesterday. I've done it today. Sometimes I finish my work since Tuesday. I will not do anything. I will not have things to do. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm just reading and doing some other things. And I'll be delivering the work small. Because if you deliver everything, work cannot finish you. They will still give you more work. So I will deliver it small. So I use ChatGPT to work a lot. So you don't have to cram. So this formula, look at it. If you miss it, goes to the video. Use the video to do it again. You will get it. And instead of and for you to know, I'm not going to go through this one. I'm just going to show you the shortcut. So there's no need for me to even put this formula here. I'll just show you the shortcuts. Right? So all this voila that we've done. I know if I show you this thing now, none of you, all of you, see this formula that's here. I know none of you will touch it again if I show you this thing that I want to show you. But does not mean I will not show you. I will show you. But please just try to know this formula. At least don't use you can write A6 and A6 minus 3. Just know that you can write it, so you'll be happy. But let me show you a good method, a better method. Just type 001. So do you see what happened? I type 001, immediately change it to 1 because what's 001? 001 is 1 now. Why are you telling me 001? For you to write something and include zeros in front in Excel, you first start with what? Apostrophe. You see that your enter key, there's a button beside it. Start with it. 001. If you do it that way, you'll be able to write it in full. If not, Excel will just remove those zeros and put 1 there. And then this one is Zenom. Make sure you spell it correctly. Once you spell the first one correctly, just come under the second one. Come under the second one and type Control E. See what will happen. Immediately, they just apply everything for you. Come under the Zenom. You just type Control E. Immediately, can you see? It will type everything for you. It will look like, oh, this is what you are trying to do, right? Excel will sense the pattern. It's just do it. So you don't have to even learn all these A1, A6 that I'm showing you. Just type the first one manually. Type the second one manually. Just put Control E. You've gotten it. Now let's come and see the application here. Michael Davis. If I want to solve this Michael Davis before, this is what I want to do. I cannot do left. I cannot do equal to left and say this one. It was very easy. I just have left 3 because there are 3 characters all along. But these ones, they are different. I can't do left 3. The formula I will need to do this. Let me show you the formula, right? This is the formula we need. Don't worry about the formula. I'm going to show you how to do it. This one, right? Comma, find, right? Find space because space is what is separating them. Find space. So I'll do quote space quote, comma, right? Then find space in this cell. Once you find space, I want you to extract everything before the space. This is what I will use to do it. And press enter. I'll get my case. I scroll down, I'll get everything. To do the right is even more annoying. This is what I would do. I'll say right B15, right? And I'll select learn. Remember the day we did that learn. The way we did that learn. Learn this one, learn of this one, right? Close the bracket, minus find, because then we said -3. But this one now we can't say -3 because Michael is 7, Justin is 5. So we have to still put the formula we used to get that Michael and Justin. So we say minus find space. This is what I would do normally. And you see how complicated it is. I know most of you are just saying, just do it, just show us the shortcuts when you are done. I'm not ready for this. I know some of you, that's what you're saying. See, Davis, I'll scroll it down. This is how you would do it on a normal day. But just come here. Type Michael. Type it exactly as it is. Type Davis. Come here, Control E. Come here, Control E. You see how you do your work. Yes, text to column 2 will work. If you select it here, come here. So even this Control E is faster than text to column. So for iOS, use command instead of control. Command, but the shortcut can be different at time. I don't use MacBook, so I really don't know. I really don't know. So let's say once you use text to column, it's very, very simple. This is the last thing and we are done. We are done. We'll get to all this relative referencing in the next class. So if you want to use text to column, select this one, come to data like Victoria showed us earlier, come to text to column, right? Click on next. It's not asking you, what is the separation? What is the thing that is separating them? What is the thing that is separating them? Can you see the thing separating them? It's space. So you uncheck tab, you uncheck comma, click on what? Space. Can you see the sample? When I put comma, it's still showing the full thing. But immediately I put space. Can you see the way it gave us the sample here? That, oh, okay, I'll separate it, I'll put full. Yeah, put name here. Michael, Davis, Justin, Gabriel. This is how I will do it. Is that okay? Yes, it's okay. I'll click on next. It's now asking me, where do you want me to put this thing? So I'll click on this button here, this destination. Put it here. Right? Close it back. And I'll say finish. Can you see how you split it? I will split this thing. Michael, Davis, Justin. So, but even text to column is still far. Just come here, type the first one, type the second one, Control E. So you have different methods. You can use text to column. Text to column was what I used for a long time. I used text to column for a long time. Then later I started using I found Flash Fill and my life was never the same. All right, thank you guys. So we are not going to meet on Sunday. But is everybody in the data analyst lounge? Is everybody in the data analyst lounge? Let me see if I have the link. Is everybody there? So we will communicate so it's going to be, for those in the North America, it's going to be on, I think it's just going to, for everybody to be on the same, this thing, it's just going to be next week, Saturday. So we won't do Sunday, we won't do midweek. So it's going to be next week, Saturday, at the same time. We're going to start the second class. So we're going to get relative referencing. These ones are now advanced stuff. You see, we are going to be able to solve this thing dynamically with one formula. You calculate all these things. So we get relative referencing. Then after this one, we'll go to named ranges. We are getting into pretty advanced stuff. We'll give you assignments that, please, you have to deliver. The assignment is very important. You have to deliver the assignment once you are given. Then we'll start getting to VLOOKUP. Victoria was talking about VLOOKUP the last time. There's a super formula. It's like VLOOKUP on steroids. It's called index and match. That one is what we use now. It's like it does VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP has limitation. Index and match will solve all those limitations. So we'll meet next week at the same time. I'll be here. We'll go into the advanced concepts. Thank you. Michael, do you want to
Yeah, hi. How was the class, everyone? Good. How's the class?
It's great.
Can I get some feedback in the... All right, so quickly, I'm just gonna take you through, for those of you you know, like I said, just give me a minute. Please current share. All right, so for those of you who are looking to join the program, you can, book a call here with myself, and we can have a conversation around, what it's going to take you to join the program next week. So the next class is just going to be exclusively for those who have, enrolled into the course. So enrollment will mean that you have made some commitment, financial commitment towards the course. So that's the link there. Please do take that link down and make an appointment with us. I'm also going to send you the WhatsApp link for you to join the WhatsApp group, and you can always reach out to us from that group. All right, so I'm just going to copy that and throw that in here. All right, so just in case you want to reach out, you should be able to reach out to us from that group and you join the community. In addition, for those of you in Canada, I'm not sure it works for those of you in the US. We have a discounted amount, and for those of you in Canada, you can spread this over 12 months if you want to, using Affirm. So you can go through Affirm and spread the payment over 12 months, or spread it over 18 months, or better still, just do the 3 interest-free payments. Now, for those of you who are joining probably from Africa and you're thinking of what's the commensurate payment in Naira, please book a call with us and we are able to, work that out for you. All right, so you can come in here also and click on register. That is going to take you to the call link, which I have put in here. All right. So I'll place all the links here, and we also send those reminders out maybe much later during the week. Now, for those of you who have enrolled, who have made a commitment already, we will be sending communications to you within the week. That's next week. There's no class tomorrow. There will be no class tomorrow. We want to see how we can consolidate those of you in Europe and those of you here, right? So if we have about 2 people from Europe and about 5, 6 people from here, we want to be able to see how we can manage that group. Instead of Coach Olubemi having to do like 3 classes in a week or 5 classes in a week, we want to see how we can consolidate that group and see what works. All right. So thank you so much for coming out. And for those of you who are already in the community, so what I mean by that is if you're already, you're probably an alumni and you took any of the courses, you took like our business analysis course, you took any of our product course, and you want to take the data course, this is going to be at half the price. It's going to be at half the price, okay? So please reach out and we are going to be able to work that out for you. Other than that, thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Thank you, guys. See you next Saturday.
All right. Bye, everyone. Bye.